You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. We're triple M'ing it today, so we're minorly muffled men.
Yeah,
in masks.
In masks. So when you hear this, that is the sound of one of our masks. That was mine. That one was mine. Scraping it. That was mine again. Scraping.
That'd be a fun game to see. We're all wearing different materials, so see if you can tell whose is who.
That was Tyler. Ian, will you give us one? That's Ian. Once again, this is mine.
There's a prize of $1 million at the end when you guess.
$1 million hairs.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Well, yeah, you had a little brush with COVID, Ian, so we're being careful, but we're all here in the studio.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd call it more than a little brush.
You had a battle.
I feel like Neo in the Matrix, dodging bullets. Last week, this is a couple of weeks ago as of the time this comes on, but Cohen wasn't feeling well, and I suggested, hey, because he'd been sick for a couple days, and I said, hey, why not test the boy for COVID, just on the off chance? And sure enough, he was positive. Well, we found out his mother was positive, and then he was at our house, so he tested positive. And then Gage and Tanya tested negative, so I didn't test. I'm like, they're fine, I'm fine. We're all fine. But
small weapons malfunction.
Yeah, exactly. Noting that Tanya and Gage are around him the most, and I don't have a whole lot of close contact with him when he's at our house, I opted to move out to my office, which is in my detached garage. And
it's nice. It's a nice
office. Space.
Yeah.
It's got air conditioning and all the monitors. There's just so many screens.
Do you have a
in
couch,
that room.
bed, anything out there? Or do you now?
I do now. I have a cot. So I stayed out in the office, and sure enough, Tanya and Gage both 2 days later tested. Well, Gage tested positive. Tanya was still testing negative, but she was sick. You could tell. So she went to the hospital, got a hospital test, tested positive for Omicron. So I'm staying out in my office. I'm now on day 6 of being in my office. I still go inside to, shower and go to the bathroom, all that good stuff, and eat, but I keep my distance.
Right.
And, just to be on the safe side, I went Saturday and had a test done, an additional test, and I still came up negative. And I'm going to be honest with you, at the time, I was kind of thinking maybe I'll be positive and I can come back in my house. Didn't happen. That's good. I'm glad I didn't have COVID.
Yeah. It would be nice to sleep in your bed though again.
But now I'm the wild card. Well, and that's the thing too. So we have this supposedly really nice inflatable mattress.
Yeah.
It's got its own little pump built in. You plug the thing in, turn it on, it inflates itself.
Right.
It's, super. I've seen this thing used 100 times. It's super cool, right? It's like, oh, I've got a mattress. I'll take that out there. I take it out there and inflate the thing. I fucking hate this mattress. It is like sleeping on worse than a waterbed. Plus it's a twin size or single,
Does it deflate easily or something?
It's not that it deflates. It's just that for whatever reason, I could not roll over, or I just could not get comfortable. And I just never, getting out of it, I felt like if I rolled over, I was going to roll off the side of it. So 2 days of that, and I'm like, nope. I'll sleep on I'll build up a bunch of blankets on the floor and sleep on that before I'm sleeping on this
hamster
mattress.
nest.
I got a mattress back here we'll throw in the back of your truck.
No, we're good because I went to Walmart and bought a cot, a camping cot. So it's about 6 inches off the ground.
That's pretty comfortable.
Which is surprisingly comfortable.
Really? How big is it?
It's the same size.
human
it's just
size?
Human
Oh, okay.
size, but it's longer, so I can actually, my feet don't hang off
So
of
it's
it.
Ian sized.
It's Ian sized. And then I took a comforter and folded it in half and laid it on there. Been sleeping like a baby ever since. So
Nice. Maybe
So-
it makes its way back into the house when you do.
it will.
Yeah.
It will make its way in. We'll use it for sure.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's been my week. So I've spent the whole week, when I'm not working, watching more TV somehow. I've gotten through everything. I'm done with JoJo. I'm done with High School
All of
DxD.
it. Netflix sent you an email.
Netflix
It said,
says, I
congratulations.
got a plaque from Netflix that says you've watched
Yeah.
everything.
Not many people have achieved this feat, but
We need more stuff now.
here's a $5 complimentary coupon to Pizza Hut.
But yeah, right. You've earned one unpaid day off. Anyway, yeah, I finished all those things that I was watching, and I just started. I just got tired of looking for more stuff. I just to zone out. I just started watching Breaking Bad again.
It's Melissa's comfort show. So
It's mine too.
And ER. So
Yeah, I just have it running now all the time. So I'm almost done with my third go through of Breaking Bad. Not just this week, like total,
Right, yeah. Totally, you've watched it 12 times.
Right.
Just this week 3.
You need some Better Call Saul.
Oh, I'm done with it too.
Okay.
We watched, Gage and I, one of the last things we did before I quarantined was watch the season finale of
okay.
that together. So yeah, I'm all done with Better Call Saul, which is an amazing show. Highly recommend. If you didn't ever watch it, but you watched Breaking Bad, this one's better, in my opinion. For different reasons, it's better. It's not not to disparage Breaking Bad in any way. But for my money, Better Call Saul was the better show.
Well, Mike Armentrout for the win. What I've seen of Better Call Saul, gotta love Mike.
Oh, he's heavy in that show.
Yeah,
he's
it's
a main
amazing.
character in that show. And the way they establish his relationship with the whole story and knowing how his situation turns out makes it that much more kind of rewarding, I guess, to know and to understand him better. But yeah, good stuff. That's about it for me. Honestly, I have nothing. I've been playing a lot of multiverses.
Yeah, well,
On the
WB
old
multiverses.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Getting mad at them Bugs Bunnies.
Yeah, I get that. I've been playing too.
Yeah, I've been playing with you.
I know
from
we've
time
been
to time.
playing. I would say probably more than any Animal Royale that we played.
I'd say we're close.
I
I
don't
think
know.
we played a little bit of Animal Royale together.
We did, but I don't know. This WB Multiverses has been one of those where it's like, well, I'm hopping on, and
Yeah.
most of the time it's like it's you'll be playing, and it's
I
like,
usually
and I'll
am,
send a
yeah.
message and be like, hey, do you want to play?
Yeah, for sure.
And then we do. Super Animal Royale was a little bit different, where it
True.
took a little more coordination.
Kind of needed
and-
to coordinate a little more for sure. Plus, because we were playing on, I think, were you playing that one on Switch as well, or were you playing that on a different platform?
I was playing that on Steam.
Yeah, so we were cross-platform. So, if you hopped in, we're Warner Brothers friends now.
We are
Dave-
Warner Brothers friends.
Dave and I have gotten to our next level in our friendship.
Yeah.
We're
Pretty sweet.
officially Warner Brothers friends.
brothers.
and yeah, I've been enjoying the hell out of that game.
Me
and it's
too.
funny because I personally never got into Smash Bros. It was just never my thing.
What about it didn't capture you?
Honestly, I think now if I went back and played it, I would like it a lot more.
Okay.
I don't guess I really understood the gameplay as much because it's such a kind of a unique type of fighter,
Yeah,
right?
like a platform
It's
brawler
a
kinda
platform
deal.
brawler,
Yeah.
which is what Multiversus is. And, the potential for crossovers and new characters in Multiversus is way bigger to me.
Did
There
you
are
hear?
things that I can relate to.
I'm sure you did because you're tapped into it more than I am. Did you hear about the leak?
No, I did not. I don't think.
For rumored characters, apparently there was a leak. There's data in the game.
Data?
Data in the game from Star Trek. He's in it.
Sweet.
That's it. That's all I got. Tyler guessed it, took all the wind out of that one. There's audio from the Wicked Witch of the West.
See, I had a feeling that was
I
gonna
know, you
happen.
mentioned that.
And I did, because one of the achievements to get, if you get 150 double ring outs, one on Xbox, I don't know if the achievements, I'm sure they're the same on
They have
PlayStation.
trophies on PlayStation, yeah.
The title of the achievement is "And Your Little Dog Too." And I told Dave, I'm like, there's got to be some Wizard of Oz coming.
So Wicked
damn.
Witch of the West, apparently there's data in the game, not data from Star Trek, data in the game that, I mean, it's just there, ready to go, apparently. And then also Beetlejuice.
Oh, I am down.
Animated Beetlejuice.
I mean, they're all.
It's gotta
It's
be.
all
They,
animated.
It's
they've
gotta
got
be
it- yeah,
animated,
they got their own kind of style. Like Arya Stark is essentially a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's that 3D modeled kind of animation style. And then tomorrow, you were right. I totally thought that they were gonna wait until the end of this season because the new season just started. I thought they were gonna wait to release Rick and Morty. Morty comes out tomorrow.
Is that tomorrow?
Morty comes out tomorrow. As of this recording, it was 6 days ago, but
Yeah.
or 8 days ago or something. I don't know.
Well, I heard
Yesterday?
too that
Time.
I heard too that Rick is coming out on the 28th, which would be next week.
Well, then I guess that makes sense. The reason I thought they were going to be later is because right now, when they launch season 1, the splash screen is Black Adam and Stripe,
And Stripe
the
from
Gremlin.
the Gremlins, yeah.
What all properties does Warner Brothers own?
We're
Because,
gonna
man,
find
it is
out.
They
eclectic as
own a
fuck.
lot. And
lot.
I was kind of just browsing through the Multiverses subreddit, and people are coming up with all the stuff that I had just basically not realized or forgotten was a Warner Brothers property. Harry Potter.
And they're
It's Warner Brothers.
I think some Harry Potter characters are confirmed, right?
I didn't know if they were confirmed
okay.
or not, but it didn't dawn on me that until someone mentioned it. Oh yeah, that's a Warner Brothers property.
Right.
There's a lot
Dude.
of them.
And they still haven't there are still only 2 Looney Tunes characters in the game, too, right? Bugs and Taz.
Bugs and Taz, and
I
then
guess
if you
LeBron
count
James.
LeBron James because of Space Jam.
But I mean,
too.
no Daffy yet. No,
So Bill Murray.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be great. Get Bill Murray in the game.
I could so see potential for someone. I saw something the other day. Someone said Warner Brothers needs to put Elmer Fudd in the game so that we can recreate the Elmer Fudd versus Batman comic. that
Oh,
came
shit,
out where
right,
Elmer
yeah.
Fudd was hunting the Batman.
yeah.
Which was awesome. But yeah, it's crazy how much potential there is for stuff. I think
It's
if
pretty
they
wild.
lean too heavily on Cartoon Network, though, it's going to be kind of disappointing to me.
I think we're gonna see more Cartoon Network stuff.
I can't imagine that they wouldn't.
I've seen, and I want it. I'm kind of on the other end of that because I know we talked. I want Space Ghost, legit. I want Space
God.
Ghost, even if he's like a Superman skin.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it's just here's.
We just reskin
We just
Superman.
reskin Superman.
Yeah.
He's Space Ghost. Change some of the little animations, but everything functionally works just
Yeah.
the same.
No,
I'd
I
be
get it.
perfect. That's great. Because I just watched Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I don't know what the fuck Space Ghost actually does, other than
Nothing.
hit his
Space
wrist, switch his
Ghost.
hands. Into the,
Honestly, I did watch Space Ghost.
Did you?
And he was more like Batman.
Is he more like Batman?
Than a Superman type character.
Okay.
But yeah. Now some of the classics, Fred Flintstone we talked about would be a good one.
yeah.
Or I would like to see Wilma and Betty in there.
Yeah.
Just being,
So all of Hanna-Barbera falls under
yeah,
WB's
I think
umbrella?
they have because they've got Tom and Jerry right now.
Okay.
And Bugs Bunny is not Hanna-Barbera, obviously, but I think they do have all the rights to that because, of course, there's Finn and Jake from Adventure Time.
I think they've got it because, if I'm not mistaken, I think Ted Turner got the rights to Hanna-Barbera when Cartoon Network started.
Yeah,
so
I
don't,
think you're right.
And then I don't know, at some point, I guess Warner Brothers got Cartoon Network, so I don't know if the rights transfer. I don't know if the Hanna-Barbera rights transferred or not.
Well, there's a huge, if you think about it, there's this huge acquisitions that have been happening for years
Sure.
by Warner Media.
Right.
And when Warner and HBO joined up, That's why we have Arya Stark. And I imagine they're probably going to put
Bill Maher.
another Bill Maher.
John Oliver.
John Oliver. Listen, if they put John Oliver in the game, he's going to be my main. I don't even care what he
He
does.
needs to be the announcer. What the fuck are they doing?
Right?
Oh,
God,
yeah.
that's genius.
What the fuck are they doing?
No, they do need to do
What the
that.
fuck am I doing here in this game?
But
I mean, I think Rick and Morty, I think at one point were like optional announcers for, was it League of Legends or something? It was like a MOBA.
maybe, yeah.
It was one of those.
Didn't HBO buy? I don't know if it was temporary or not, but they bought up Sesame Street for a short time because they were showing Sesame
They were
Street.
doing Sesame Street. I don't know if they own it outright.
Let's
but
see fucking Cookie Monster.
Cookie
then.
Monster. You know Elmo would be first.
Yep.
Got to lead with Elmo.
God, though. That's funny. I mean, just seeing some of these battles, you know, especially at first where you've got, like, Velma is kind of my main.
Velma's awesome.
She's amazing.
She's a great character.
She's a support character, but
Kinda.
kind of, because, Jesus, if you know how to play Velma, you are dealing the most damage in that match.
I don't know
mean,
that much about Overwatch, but to me, Velma is like, she is support class, but she's like the way that Diva is a tank class in Overwatch.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I never see anybody playing her like a tank.
I only played her like a tank because it came naturally that everyone was trying to kill me.
Uh-huh.
Because I was lethal with Diva, and motherfuckers hated me in Diva. So I'm shooting for that same thing with Velma.
People hate
God,
Velmas.
they do, and it's like you learn. It is trial by fire with Velma because at first she's kind of hard to use. She's kind of hard to understand. What's this even for? But then you start to get your stride with her, and it's like
She's
motherfuckers-
awesome. She's rad.
She is. And people will come after you. They immediately go for the Velma, and I welcome that.
She's like the only, right now, she's like the only projectile-based character in the game.
yeah.
Because like all of her attacks are like, she uses a megaphone. All of her attacks essentially are words. Not all of them, but like a lot of them are.
Her distance attacks are. So like when you spam neutral X for when you're not moving, you just hit X. She starts shouting like jinkies and stuff, and
Sus.
It's sus, and all these speech bubbles come out, and like they'll first target your partner as a healing thing, and then they'll go after the enemy. And then like she has a megaphone that shoots like this beam across the map, and that will, if you shoot it through your partner, it will like enhance and come out of your partner even bigger and more powerful.
So it heals them.
It heals them and passes
passes
that
through.
damage on to the people that are standing in front of her.
It also acts as like a homing beacon because, like, if you hit somebody with the megaphone and then you use your word balloon projectiles, the projectiles home in on that.
Yeah, they'll have like a
person.
little target floating over the person.
Oh shit!
But
Then you collect 5 clues.
you collect clues. So like as you're whipping her close up attacks are lethal and they're impossible to block. So if you manage to somehow spam low, mid, and high attack, you can keep juggling someone for I've done 8 to 9 hit combos with her, just juggling someone like that. And then like when you jump up and then drop down on them, and a couple of other attacks will make clues fly out of them. And if you collect 5 clues, it's 5, isn't it?
It's 5,
if
yeah.
you collect 5 clues, her little meter fills up, and then you call the cops. And the cop car shows
Streets
up
of
on the
Rage 2
map.
and they fire the bazooka.
Yeah, the cop car shows up on the map and then
And
drives.
LeBron disappears.
Yeah. The cop will drive at whoever's in front of them and get them and take them into the car, and it says busted, and then the car will just drive off the cliff, and you can fight your
Oh,
way out of
shit.
it. But I've had
Or an ally can.
or an
like,
ally can
beat the
kick
police
the
car. And, yeah.
but they got to keep. They're having to keep up with it while you're whipping up on them.
Right. They can destroy your clues. I mean, it's just this whole, like, that's what this game is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, Velma's probably the craziest.
She
but, like,
is nuts, and it's like I love her because she's so not straightforward, And I think a lot of people out of the gate underestimate her. And I've had more than a few matches where I was dealing over 460 points of damage by myself. And that's high.
A lot.
That's a lot for one match, for one round. And yeah, she's hard to beat.
People are learning though pretty quick, and I know like whenever I'm in a match and I'm not playing as Velma, like it doesn't really matter who the other character is. It's like I'm gonna zone in on Velma because she can do the most damage, and also her recovery's not great. So I mean, it's like that's kind of like the downfall of playing Velma. Like Shaggy, on the other hand, where it's
Jesus Christ.
his recovery is like insane. I've been like to the edge of the void with him before and done like one move, and it's like, all right, I'm back on the stage.
I won a match the other day as Shaggy, and my damage was 198.
But how many KOs did you have? All of them?
I had all the KOs.
Right, yeah, that's how it works.
No.
Oh.
My damage on my character.
On you, the damage you would take.
It would have taken a sneeze to blow me off the map.
I gotcha.
But Shaggy is ridiculously overpowered. If you can play Shaggy, which anybody can, it's kind of a good all around.
He's a beginner character. Like he's labeled as beginner. Him and Wonder Woman.
But he is so powerful, and like he's the one to beat. Like if I see a high level Shaggy and a high level Bugs Bunny on the other team,
Jesus fucking high level Bugs Bunny.
We're
Good
done.
Lord.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny and Tom and Jerry are
Such a weird cover.
I know it is. That's what's so weird and so.
God damn, I love
Man, dude, I hate going into a match where it's like a fucking high level Iron Giant and a high level fucking Bugs Bunny.
That's right. You heard it, folks.
I mean, it's like, oh my God, we're going to have to work so fucking hard.
I mean, I got my ass whipped by Tom and Jerry and Steven Universe the other day, and I can't even. But with Bugs Bunny, Jesus, Bugs Bunny and Tom and Jerry are mage class characters. I don't know why they're classified as mage class.
I don't really either, to be honest.
But because all their attacks are physical. Bugs Bunny is more of a bruiser / tank to me.
It probably has to do with how much damage they take, is my guess.
That's possible, yeah, because they are sort of glass cannons.
But it's
the
difficult.
assassin class is
Right.
the real glass cannon of the game. But yeah,
They're
I
fast.
think you're right. They're fast and powerful.
Yeah.
But Bugs Bunny is like he is hard. If you've got to go against somebody that's
Good with them.
good with
Because I'm not
bugs,
good with bugs.
he will straight destroy you. And the matchmaking needs a little work. Right now, Dave and I were talking about this the other day. We think that right now the matchmaking is basing more on the player level, because each character you level up individually. So like I've got a level 15 Shaggy and level 15 or level 11 Tasmanian Devil. Each character levels up and earns perks and stuff as you go, but you as a player level up as well. And I think what they're doing is putting me in matches with other like level 20 players. But if I pick a level 1 Batman, say I want to start working up my Batman, I could easily be put against a level 21 anything on the other team.
You're level 1 Batman going up against like level 21, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And for the most part, that's not a huge deal, because the biggest thing you get as you level up a character is perks. So different bonuses, different buffs for your defense, offense, or utility per character as you level up. So if as a level 1 Batman, I'm not going to have any perks, and the other one will. But I've had matches where I'm playing like, my level 10, whatever, and then I get paired up on my team with a guy playing a level 1 Batman, and then the other team's got a level 21 Bugs Bunny and a level, 19 Iron Giant or whatever.
Yeah.
And they just roll us,
There is an MMR in it. But mine hasn't updated for days. So I don't know like when the MMR changes.
What do you mean by that?
Matchmaking ranking or rating.
Measles, mumps, and rubella.
Yes.
Right, that's where I go with that, for sure.
So like, and I'm familiar with it from Heroes of the Storm, where it's like, if you win a match, your MMR goes up. If you lose a match, your MMR goes down.
Oh.
And depending on how and it's weighted based on who you beat and what their MMR was. So
Okay.
it's kind of one of those things.
Oh yeah, I am familiar with
Overwatch
that.
probably does
Overwatch
it.
did that too.
Yeah.
Because but they were mainly concerned with ranked. Now Multiversus is going to have ranked play as well.
Do they not? Have they not done that yet?
They
I haven't even tried
done
to fuck
that
with
yet,
it.
and I'm kind of really wanting them to, because once the people that want to play ranked get their option to play ranked, I think the playing field is going to be a little more level for the casual ones like me. I'm not ever going to be in ranked.
You don't want to do ranked with me? Come on,
I would do it
ranked.
with you. I'm just not
do
going to
ranked.
rando up with somebody and not.
Lord
and
no,
do it.
Jesus no. There
Yeah.
also there is a 1v1 mode, which I also haven't fucked with.
Oh, I haven't either. But I'm happy to do ranked with you. I'm just not going to make
I
a
was
huge
teasing.
deal
We
about that.
definitely don't have to do that. But
Doesn't bother me.
I'd be
Well,
willing to
we can
check it
try
out. Sure.
We're not bad at it.
We're not bad.
Every time we play, we win.
Yeah.
So
I win more often when I'm playing with you than when I'm like soloing with a rando.
same.
Yeah.
Well, and that's true for any other game, but this one is because you're going to say, I'm going to play Batman, and I'll be like, well, I'll play support. I'll play Velma.
Right.
And we'll switch off.
Right.
And we match our perks up.
Right.
You know,
And
like
we stack them.
If I pick the same perk, if I pick like the perk that gives you more power against flying attacks, like say this perk gives me a 10% buff on a flying attack, and he picks the same perk, then it raises that to 15% for the team or something like
Yeah.
that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So each perk, if you pick the same perks that are available, if they're available, you can pick the same ones, and then they'll stack and become more powerful for the team.
Some stack better than others.
Yeah.
Like the other day, we were kind of like talking about like Shaggy has an ability, and I guess an ultimate ability. It's passive. When he hits 100 damage, he goes into rage. Shaggy goes Super Saiyan in this game. That's kind of like his. That's
You
kind of
can
like his
trigger
deal.
it yourself, but it takes like a few seconds to actually get there, and you're vulnerable to attack
Right.
while that's happening. But when on this perk, as he said, when Shaggy takes 100 damage, he automatically goes into rage mode, and then, yeah, it's not as. I don't. Well, that's the big. What were you getting at? is what I'm
Oh
saying.
well, I mean, you can double it up essentially, because it's like not only can he rage, but at 100 with that perk he can do it. If you double up on it though, instead of him getting to 100, instead of it activating when he gets to 100, it activates when he gets to 90.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that. And like triple jump is one of my favorite ones, because like there's a perk where it's like if you hit an enemy while in air, normally you have double jump, but if you hit an enemy while you're in the air, you get triple jump. But the triple jump perk, the way it stacks is you always have it. It's like if both people choose that perk, you always have triple jump, which is like amazing. It's especially
It
like
can save your ass.
Absolutely.
It has saved mine many times.
I love it.
Yeah. But it's a great little game.
Yeah.
It's free to play. I did throw some money at it to get some stuff. But it's free to play, and it's a lot of fun. We've been having a blast with it. And anybody that wants to jump in and play with us, man, I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's worth it for free. I bought the Founders Pack.
Yeah, me too.
Because I was like, I'm enjoying this like retail game value worth of that.
I didn't
so.
get the Founders Pack. I got the middle tier one, which is like Deluxe Pack or whatever.
Yeah, I got the middle one too. I think they're all the Founders Pack. They were just like
Yeah, like
premium.
basic, premium,
Yeah,
deluxe, whatever. Yeah,
I just
yeah.
got the one that costs around $60.
Yeah, which is about what I would have paid for the game, so it's fine.
Right. Yeah. You get like character unlocks that way. Essentially, you can unlock the whole roster, and which I haven't done. I planned on doing that immediately, unlocking them all, but I've just been slowly working through the roster and like maxed out Velma and Shaggy and Batman and Superman.
You maxed them out?
I mean, they're 15. You stop earning rewards after 15.
Oh, is that right? I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Nick, you can still level them up, but like
you don't. There's no payoff.
There's-
No additional payoff.
Right.
Yeah. See, that's what I've done with Velma. I think I've only got Velma and Shaggy up to 15.
I got to figure out who I'm going to do next. It might be Bugs. I might just work on Bugs. Iron Giant is one of those where it's like I've played against so many Iron Giants where it's like Jesus Christ, I hate fighting this character. I've played against so many like that where it's like, I should probably just learn this character. He's complicated, so that's why I haven't
He
bothered
is,
with him
but
yet.
it pays off because he's very powerful if he's played well.
But Shaggy, man,
Shaggy's
I
the
got
tits.
I got a strategy with Iron Giant versus when I'm Shaggy, and that
yeah?
is because he's so slow that it's like you just leave him, jump high up in the air, go Super Saiyan, hit him with a kick, go back, and just rinse and repeat.
Yeah,
Just hit and run the whole time. It's fun.
it's a good little game.
I mean, it sounds pretty good.
Good little game, and it's on everything. You can play
Except for Switch.
except Switch. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not on Switch.
I'm
'cause
glad it's not on Switch.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, I got an Xbox. I'm good.
It's just, well, I mean, sorry to anyone out there who's like, oh, but I mean, it's like, I don't know, man. The Switch has connectivity issues. and
Oh
it's
well,
just like-
that's true.
Okay.
And
That's
more
fair.
than this game is pretty much automatically cross-platform. You don't really have a say in it. When you play, you're playing against whoever else is playing, whether they be PC,
That's pretty
Xbox,
nice.
PlayStation, Steam Deck, whatever they're
Yeah.
doing. They're playing. You're playing against the world because it's not unfairly balanced. There's no keyboard mouse issues.
Yeah.
There's
All
controller
controllers.
based. So, yeah, it's good stuff.
Right on.
What about you, Tyler? What have you been up to, man?
So there's a place called Archer's in Hardin that is a front for Mr. Beast Burger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I
I
didn't
was
know
very
this.
surprised. Like, oh, you look on the Mr. Beast app, it's all these big cities. Where else can you get Mr. Beast Burger? Hardin, Kentucky.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
So the kids were all excited, and I paid a shit ton of money to go have burgers
Like in gas or just like at the restaurant?
at the restaurant.
How much was
for
it?
For all of us to
Was
get,
it Beast?
It was okay.
Like, oh, okay. If you could compare it to like a fast food burger, like what like are we in like in a steak and shake range or like a Five Guys or Culver's?
I put it at like a Culver's range.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's
But
a
it was
good
like
burger.
for all of us to get like burgers and fries and a drink, it was like $80.
That tracks. I mean,
So
Culver's averages for me about $10
Same,
per person.
yeah.
So
yeah, 'cause
That's
like
a
a basic, and that's just
lot.
because the girls. Yeah, I just my combo was like $13.
well, I
Just
think
the combo by itself was $13.
Yeah.
in a lot of cases, especially stuff like this, I think the payoff is your judgment on whether or not it was good is inversely proportional to the cost, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like, you've paid $80, I'm sure, for food that's way better,
Yeah,
but
and
doesn't mean it
worse.
wasn't good.
yeah.
It's yeah.
No, it was good. It was. I mean, it was good. Because we went out there, it was cool having like all the Mr. Beast burger, like the boxes. I kept.
So it's all
wanting to put in our
branded and
box.
all that. Yeah, cool.
They don't advertise it, so you can only order it on the app at the store. And they have like a big screen TV playing Mr. Beast constantly, and you tell it was a new restaurant that's still up and coming. It was still kind of sparse. They were starting to set up an arcade on one side, and then so if they continue to be successful and keep building, it'll be nice eventually. But you can tell they're just starting out.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine they're not doing pretty well with the Mr. Beast stuff because like the day they rolled it out, they were like, "Please be patient. We've been getting orders since 9 a.m."
Wow.
and they're open 5 to 9, so they pretty much just prepping to go all day.
Wow.
So it was interesting. I'm glad to do it. They were all excited. Kenna was really excited.
Cool.
So I don't think anybody like loved it. Like, oh my god, I can't wait to do this again. But yeah, so it was
You
fun.
should mention it next week.
Man, let's go get Mr. Beast Burger again.
And just gauge his reaction. I'm sure they'll be excited.
They're probably
but-
like, oh, okay,
oh, yeah.
sure, if that's what you want
and,
to
then,
do.
and then mention it every week. after.
Like I'm obsessed
Yeah.
with it.
And then start mentioning his videos and stuff.
Just start wearing his merch without like saying anything to anybody.
Yeah. Play it real cool.
You know, I'd like to go support him. Why don't we go have Mr. Beast again? That's 3 days in a row, Tyler. Yeah, it's for a good cause.
You have 5 Mr. Beast trivia facts you dole out per day. At random intervals.
I mean, you do know his profit margins are razor thin with what he does. That's about all that was interesting. That it was just work and that, and that's about it. What about you, Dave?
A lot of multiverses. I play that every day. And then I started playing Ghost of Tsushima, which is like this game where you play a samurai whose island has been invaded by Mongol raiders, and they get essentially his entire clan gets wiped out, but him, and then you go like it's you're Rambo but a samurai essentially.
Oh, okay.
Which makes it sound like a really like
Rambarai.
Rambarai. It makes the way I describe it makes it sound like a really bombastic kind of game, but it's all done like in this like Akira Kurosawa like style, and it's like there's even a mode when you start it up where it's like you choose like how you want to play it, and it'll apply like different filters and stuff. And one of them is the Kurosawa, where it's all in black and white and has like the, like the film grain and stuff on it. It's essentially Red Dead Redemption, but if you're talking about samurai films.
Okay.
And so that's kind of the real thing. I think it's like 2 years old. I've been wanting to play it for a while, but like I haven't been able to find it like a good deal on it. And it's on PS Plus. So it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to try that out.
Cool.
So yeah, it's open. It's kind of like open world, which I was feeling fatigue, but I guess because I'm so into this style and, playing it with Japanese dialogue, with English subtitles. I mean, it adds this whole other like element to it. It's neat. It's neat. There are like, and they do a whole bunch of stuff where it's like, you can visit an onsen and soak, and like while you're doing that, you essentially meditate on something, and you can choose what you meditate on, and they don't tell you what it does. Like for instance, the last time I went, I could think about either my father or my uncle, and it's like, and they're both like they both have different stories where it's like your uncle essentially has been kidnapped by the grandson of Genghis Khan. So because he launched this invasion on the island. It takes place in like the 1200s. So you can either think about him who's captured, or you can think about your father, whom the main character feels like he is responsible for his death. So it's like there are different options, and then depending on what you do, they give. I'm assuming it's different. Maybe it's illusion of choice, but I thought about my uncle and like got my max HP increased.
Oh, okay.
There are spots where you can there are spots in the world, like in nature, where you can write a haiku. And so like the haiku is kind of like this multiple choice thing where it's like you look at your surroundings, and the surroundings have like different spots. Like the one that I did had like, it started out with like earth and sky. I could choose from those. And then when I chose earth, it had a bunch of different options, and each point gives you the line in the haiku. So you can kind of like construct this haiku through multiple choice. And so I'm like, okay, this is cool. So once I did that, I got a headband, like a headband of serenity, and the flavor text on it was the haiku that I wrote.
Oh, sweet.
And it's like, oh man, yeah, this is just kind of like a nice little touch.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where it's like, I wish I hadn't slept on it, but on the other hand, it's like, now it's included in the service, and it's a lot easier to swallow than
for sure.
the $60. So
cool.
Is it really difficult?
I don't think it's difficult. No, it's not like oh crap. Now I can't think of the name of the Dark Souls-esque.
I think that's what I think I'm getting confused with that.
I can't remember the name of that one. I have it. I never finished it. Much like any Dark Souls game. I've never finished a Dark Souls game, including Elden Ring, which I really liked. But it's like I just got to a point where it's like, all right, I'm done. And not like even, I mean, Dark Souls I got angry with for sure, but even like Elden Ring was just kind of like, this is like going to take more effort than I want to put into it.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just going to put it down for a minute, and then, I put it down and start playing other stuff. So,
well, still, it's good to not fall into the sunk cost fallacy and just go ahead and like, all right, I'm done. That's not fun anymore. Time to move on.
I mean, it's just it's just a different time in my life. Where it's
I think that's super. at our age, it's super respectable to be able to do that.
If I were
and
a
not punish
teenager
yourself.
and it's like, I'm working like a minimum wage kind of job, and it's like I only get like one game every like month or so, yeah, I probably would have finished it and continue to enjoy it. But I don't know. Now there's just so much I want to play. you
Yeah.
know?
Play, watch,
Yeah.
read, it's all.
Yeah.
Listen to, it's all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to like. Now I get it, right? Like now, when I was a kid, I never really understood why like my mom didn't really like know what the fuck was going on, like as far as like pop culture goes.
Right.
And now I get it. Now it's like you got to pick and choose, man. I don't know anything about modern music. Nothing.
Right. Me neither.
Nothing.
I don't care to either.
I mean, I'd love to, but it's just that's the lowest priority thing. And then TV's up from that, and then movies, and then video games at the top. So,
So just like when we took Artsy AJ to go see, I don't know why his name just ran out of my head.
Thor?
Tiny Dancer.
Elton John?
Elton John, thank you. Don't know why. That just
Tony
like,
Danza?
We took her to see Tony Danza. We took her to see Elton John.
Tony Danza.
Because most of the time when she's in the car, I'll let her connect to the Bluetooth and she plays generally older music.
Yeah.
But when we were in the car, she went to see it. We were asking, how was it? And she was all excited. It was good.
A lot of old people there.
A lot of old people. But then asking her, like, how much are his tickets in comparison? And we were looking at other people's tickets. They're like, God, like, Doja Cat's like $500 a ticket. She's like, oh my God, I would die if I got to see Doja Cat. I was like, over Elton John?
$500?
Yes. You like her more? Oh, yeah, she's so much better than Elton John. I don't like
I mean, I like Doja Cat, but I don't know if she's
don't-
better than Elton John.
Yeah, at that point, I was like,
Have you been knighted yet? I mean, dude was knighted because of his gifts with music. So
it's like, I'm going to remember this moment. I'm going to crystallize this in my memory. And when you're 30, I'm going to bring it up again.
we got to go see Elton John in Las Vegas. His last show at Caesar's Palace. It was awesome. It was a great show. This was many, many years ago.
At the Coliseum.
No, well, it was
Did
in
that exist?
It was in the theater in Caesar's Palace.
Oh, okay.
It was inside the hotel and the showroom in there. Big showroom. Seats in the balcony where we were really crammed together. They really try to pack as many bodies in there as they can, but it was a really good show. So, yeah, if she got to see Elton John before he stopped touring, before he stops doing his thing, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
We managed to do that for the Rolling Stones, although they're still going strong. Elton John, and we were going to try to get to see Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers until Tom Petty passed away. So that was Tanya's kind of bugaboo. She always wanted to see him. But yeah, that's seeing Elton John live is a thing. That's a good one.
Yeah. But I will eat my words if I take my granddaughter to see like Doja Cat's farewell tour.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But you guys wanna talk about the game?
Yeah.
Wanna move on?
Yeah. You want to take a little break?
Yeah, we'll take
and
a
come
little
back?
break.
Take a little break.
Talk about Final
about
Fantasy
the
VI.
second half of Final Fantasy VI.
The World of Ruin.
All right. Now we're back and let's talk about some Final Fantasy VI. Well, let's see. So I think we talked about the box art last episode of just Mog.
We did. Yeah.
I feel like the box art fits this half of the game better than the first half.
Just because Mog has more screen time. in
Screen
this?
time, then it's just, darkness.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess the Japanese box art more reflects the first half of the game because that's a white box with like silhouette of, I think, Terra riding a...
Oh, yep.
Chocobo.
No, she's riding a
Magitech
Magitech
armor.
armor.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you were to compare the second half of the game to a movie, what movie would you reference it to?
I chose a celebrity.
Oh, or a celebrity, yes.
I'm gonna roll with you guys' choices because I'm gonna be honest. I did not get to the second half of the game.
Ian,
I have no
What?
frame of reference.
Ian!
So
it's okay. We all, I mean,
playing a lot of multiverses.
we
What do you
knew
want
it.
from me?
Yeah, I'm faking shock.
I'm riding shotgun on this one, guys.
I chose Kevin Costner because he was in so many post-apocalypse movies. I feel like when I was a child, and
Yeah?
The World of Ruin is definitely post-apocalypse. Now he wasn't in good ones. He was in Waterworld and Postman,
Loved Waterworld.
which look I haven't seen either. So when I say
okay.
that he wasn't in good ones, I don't know.
Not well received,
But I know
critically well received
yes,
ones.
a bunch
People-
of people have told me it's not good. But then I've had conversations where people are like, Waterworld's actually a pretty good movie.
It's really good, and I think the reason it gets kind of shat upon is because they went balls out with the cost of the movie, which at the time was like for the longest time was the most expensive movie ever made, and it did not do well. And I think people just sort of latched onto that as being a failure. But by and large, I fucking love that movie. So good choice, Kevin Costner.
All right. Number one on the board.
If you're using Waterworld-esque Kevin Costner movies, I'm sorry I didn't get to the second half of this. I'm just saying.
How about you, Tyler?
I had to go with Mad Max.
I almost went with Mad Max. Yeah.
Just because there's still like weird forms of technology here and there. There are different factions and groups and cults and
A guy strapped to a truck playing guitar.
yep.
The front of a truck strapped with elastic bands. Yeah.
But what about a Corey Feldman movie?
I chose Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, in which, of course, Corey Feldman plays Donatello. And I chose it because in the World of Ruin, you can finally get 4 imps in your party. I guess technically you could in the World of Ballots, but you can get 4 imps in your party, and imps in this game look like Kappa, which look like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
Especially
okay.
on the character screen. Yeah, you're
Right.
right. I chose 2013's Shaun of the Dead ripoff, The Zombie King.
You know what? I saw that movie listed, but I didn't. What is it? Do you
I
know?
watched the trailer, so it's Edward Furlong and Corey Feldman,
Oh, okay.
and it was like weird in that it really ripped off Shaun of the Dead. Like there are 2 characters that they have British accents. Only the guy who isn't Simon Pegg, I can't remember
Nick
his
Frost?
name.
Nick Frost.
Nick Frost. Instead, it's like this dude that's a milkman, and it's very so. I guess Edward Furlong and Corey Feldman are like sentient zombies in the zombie apocalypse. So they're sort
Okay.
of commanding the zombies against this Shaun of the Dead-esque team, and it looks super terrible compared to like Shaun of the Dead came out in 2004,
Yeah, it's an old movie.
and it's
sadly.
blows away everything about this 2013 movie.
Shaun of the Dead was really good.
Oh,
So
yeah.
good.
Yeah, it was.
It breaks my heart to think about how old it is because it's like it makes me in turn feel very old. We watched Jurassic Park,
Oh, God, I know.
and dude, I haven't watched Jurassic Park in so long. And I remember I was like, Henry, this movie came out 30 years
30,
ago.
Yeah. Yep.
Son, this is the Pokemon movie. It came out.
I remember seeing that in the theater. My
Yep.
girlfriend really giving me shit about that.
I remember all my friends. We all went to go see it. It was great. I didn't get my Mew card though.
Oh,
They didn't have
bummer.
any.
I think I was like alone in the theater. I don't think there were not very many people there, but I don't know.
Hey, it made its mark. Politicians are still quoting it today. Let's see. So, 3 good things about the World of Ruin.
3 good things. So I think the dungeons in the World of Ruin are really good. I think the dungeons in the game in general are very good. I know I touched on that last time, but I mean, in the World of Ruin, you get Owser's Mansion, which I think is like a
Yeah,
really
it's a
fun
very cool
dungeon where you're
dungeon.
going through this like art museum where like the paintings come to life, and it's where you reunite with Realm. Phantom Sands, which is where you find Go-Go. It's the dungeon is the inside of a sandworm, like this interdimensional
cool.
kind of thing. There are some annoying sections but it's the most like dungeon like when you think of like a dungeon crawl from like tabletop, because it's like one of the few dungeons that has traps where it's like you've got like a spike wall that like slams down and you have to like find the right position.
Find the holes and stand still.
Yeah. And then there are like these bridges where, enemies are running back and forth on it and you have to kind of avoid them. So it's got like the most, I guess, platforming elements that you might see in Final Fantasy VI. It's in that dungeon. And then another one that I think is honestly like maybe one of the best dungeons in JRPG history is Dreamscape, which is Cyan's Nightmare, where you go into Doma Castle that got taken over by the Empire, where everybody was poisoned.
Poison the water, yeah.
And you go through a dungeon where it's essentially Cyan, it's inside of his mind. It's his psyche. And like, so you're going through all this stuff, and
Because the World of Ruin, whenever they mix up the statues and rearrange the face of the earth, all like demons and shit all get released. So I think the Dream Stooges get released, and they prey on Cyan's psyche.
Yeah. And I think it's a really neat. I mean, I think it's a really neat dungeon. I mean, because you go from, it is like a dream. I mean, where it's like you'll exit
It's
an
weird,
area,
doesn't make
and then all of a
sense.
sudden you'll be in a completely different area in Magitech armor, and then you finish that area, and it's all like
You're
just
in the ghost train, and then
yeah.
you're in the psychpsychedelic MC Escher painting
Right
going upstairs.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
No, it's so I think it's really cool. I think it's too short because it is a short dungeon, but it's like the content in it is really cool. Where it like when I was playing it, I was thinking, man, it would be awesome to play a game that's all like this, where it's like maybe like Chrono Trigger, but instead of time, it's dreams. You know, something like that. I think could be really, really neat.
Yeah, because you fight like Earthbound-esque enemies, like the music boxes and girls on big floats and shit. You know, the enemies inside that dreamscape. And then I always, I would take Terra, because if you take Terra, you have way more Magitech abilities whenever you're in the dreamscape.
I noticed
which
that.
Is weird.
I didn't do that on purpose, but Terra in this one, I played as her a lot. Yeah.
And I remember always taking Umaro in there too. I don't know
Really?
why, but I feel like he was always more successful.
Immune to dream magic.
I don't know. It always felt like he was a lot better.
No, hey man, there is no wrong answer in Final Fantasy VI.
Let's see. I've got how much I liked the dark tone and the storytelling that happens in this, because everything, it shifts. And my second good point would be that it goes non-linear.
Yeah.
In that, you know, they hold your hand for just a little while, and then it opens up, and it's like, well, you got to get Kefka. Nothing else is happening in the world, so gather all the resources you think you need and go after him.
And even in the first half, I mean, it's the World of Balance is directed, but I mean, it's not like you're on rails.
Yeah.
I mean, the story is you have to do the story beats in a certain order, but you do get the airship, and then can like do any kind of, you can do Velt grinding, as fun as that is for everybody, and all that. I guess I don't want to paint, for someone who hasn't played it, I don't want to paint it as like Final Fantasy 13, where it's where it's like it's this linear experience until like.
Oh yeah, not at all. I think of all the Final Fantasies I've played, 13 is by far the most linear in dungeons, in storytelling, and everything.
Yeah.
And I understand why, sort of. You know, they made it where the story made sense for it to be so linear and you avoid everything. But yeah, no, this is in linear, in just like you have the progressive story points, but you can go around, see side stuff, grind, get all the extras, and then the ending. This is one of my favorite endings of any video game ever.
Like the ending, like
Yeah.
after you defeat
Yeah,
Kefka
yeah,
and they
yeah,
do
yeah.
they're escaping from the dungeon as it's falling apart while
Yeah.
they're doing all these story
The
vignettes.
scroll and their names and
Yeah.
and especially at that time period, it blew everything else
Oh yeah.
away.
Oh yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
I'd never seen anything
No,
remotely like
totally.
that.
Absolutely.
It does sound, from what I've heard and from what I experienced, this one was way ahead of its time.
Oh,
I mean, I
God,
can
yes.
see how it set a standard that few have, I guess, achieved. You know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Earthbound ending in that you can re-explore the whole world and
That's
things
awesome.
change.
and re-talk to NPCs
And
and,
they're all-
stuff.
everything's
and, right,
different.
It's different. It's great.
And that's cool, but it's a very different. It's a twist on an ending in an Earthbound way. This is more the traditional ending of a game, but just epic.
This is cinematic.
yeah,
and
yeah.
And it is like all games do this now. Not all games, but most games do this now, where it's like a lot of games now tell a story, unless it's like a multiverses
Right.
or something like that. Like the single player experiences, those big budget single player games tell stories, and like I agree, man. Like the ending to this one was like one of the first that felt like it was tying up loose ends and like bringing the story to a close, as opposed to someone coming out and being like, "Thank you for saving the day.
Yeah, magic
Bye.
is good now. Thank you.
Thanks for playing."
You feel magical strength welling in your body.
Right.
Try again.
Yeah, exactly. I had a couple other good things, like this one ties in to the ending. Is that I think the music, the whole game is amazing.
Just that harsh piano as soon as you step out as Celeste.
Yeah, and like all of the music seems very fitting, and like they do a really good job in the ending, where it's a medley of like all the characters' themes that are tied together, and it's like the ending's like, how long is the ending? I mean, it's long.
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
It sounds like it's really long.
yeah. And the hidden characters, all the hidden characters are in the World of Ruin. I say all of them, but I guess there's only two, really. I guess technically every character in the World of Ruin is a hidden character.
Yeah, except 3 of them. Yeah.
But like specifically Gogo, the Mimic, and Umaro, the Yeti.
And I read that you were originally there was a way to get Umaro in the World of Balance,
Really?
but they cut it because there's like it opens up at some point, but there's like a cave behind.
Yeah, you can
Narsh.
see him in Narsh. Yeah.
Yeah, so like there was a way to recruit him before, but instead they went ahead and just did walled that off and cut
Interesting
it.
that they
Yep.
did that. Huh.
I had to stretch for 3 bad things. If you want to talk about bad things, or if you have more good things. I mean, I can go endlessly on about the good things.
I mean, I do want to hear your bad things, and then maybe we circle back around.
Okay.
To more good things.
One thing I wish, because you have all the characters recruit in the World of Balance, and then you just go find them again in the World of Ruin, plus the 2 hidden characters that don't have any story. I would have liked to have seen a new story character just in the World of Ruin.
That would've been
Somebody
cool.
who was impacted in that you weren't a returner. Somebody who was like lost something else.
Fresh character that
Yeah.
was affected by that.
Yeah, and then they come along, and then not just your same group of 9 returners or whatever.
You didn't resurrect General Leo?
Or Bannon. I know.
Now, what happens to Bannon?
That's the thing. Like I remember
We don't really know, do we? Because like
No.
I looked it up because I was like, when I finished the Pixel remaster, I was like, what happened to Bannon? And so I go to the internet and people are like, he died, and I was like, when does that happen?
Yep.
I don't remember him dying. Does some character be like, Bannon died?
Well, I remember, where did I see this? When I was doing some research, like when we did the World of Balance, somebody discussed that there was like cut dialogue somewhere that made it make a whole lot more sense. So like why you don't see any returners, you don't see Bannon, you don't see anything like that. And, there's one Empire soldier in the World of Ruin.
Right.
But yeah, I would have liked something else with that. So, well, we already gave him Duncan Sprite, so we got to kill Bannon.
Like, yeah, I agree. Some resolution would be nice,
Yeah.
considering that there is a quest in the game that you can game over if he dies. You know,
So theoretically, he's alive somewhere because
Right.
the game continues.
Bannon is our constant.
And then stretching and being nitpicky. Like, there's no boss in the Phoenix Cave. It kind of feels strange in that, like,
Yeah,
you just walk
I get
around.
that.
There's one of the Crusader dragons in there at the end.
Right.
But you just, like, walk in there and there's Locke. He's like, oh, hey, here's some treasure. Let's go. Like, it just felt, for such a cool dungeon where you split up, I feel like it was kind of lit, and I would have liked to see something different.
Yeah.
And then also found that there's some changed dialogue that for the US version that changed Locke a lot. So they refer to him as a legendary treasure hunter. Well, in the Japanese version, because he's hunting from the get-go, he's hunting a legendary treasure that can revive the dead, and he hears it somewhere inside the Empire. So that's why he joins the Returners to get inside the Empire to try and find the legendary treasure that brings back the dead. So, like, it's not like he's just some petty thief. No. He's hell-bent. His existence for everything is trying to find this one legendary treasure. But the U.S. spins that into, he don't call him a thief, but he's pretty much just a thief. He'll take anything. He'll do whatever. But that's not the core character. And I really wish they had kept that core character. They eventually add it back in, but you don't really hear from it at all. Very bits and pieces until the World of Ruin.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't remember because it's been so long since I played the SNES version, but I do recently, having played the Pixel remaster. I know there are several NPCs who maybe don't outright say what you just said, but they do allude to the fact that he's looking for an artifact. And I think even in the World of Balance, someone says that. And then later in the World of Ruin, they mention that he's looking for something to bring back the dead.
And you get to see Rachel in Cohillington whenever you go by.
Right.
But, like, it's always like, why is he with the Returners? Like, everyone has a good reason, but his isn't explicitly explained.
Yeah.
But I would have liked to have seen that, like, oh, it's hidden in the Empire.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I know at one point they mentioned this really makes me want to go back and like see what it says in the SNES version. But like in the world of Balance, I remember someone, and it stuck out to me, and maybe it's because I didn't remember it, but someone saying something about a treasure, and but maybe they don't mention Locke. They mentioned there's a treasure in Vector.
okay, yeah.
Or some kind of like artifact in Vector.
See, I like that. I would have liked more connect the dots to those, but apparently, like, there was a lot lost in the translation, like a lot.
Yeah, for sure. There's a whole great. I don't know if you were. I don't know where you found them online, but I mean, there are a whole bunch. There's a site dedicated to the translation.
I've got some of them, some cool, interesting trivia. Let's see. I would have liked. Well, there's not really any new Zozo content besides you go on the mountain behind it for a second and fight a dragon, but.
And find Cyan.
Yeah, but I would have liked some like core in the city content of like a Demon King sets up shop in Zozo where all the criminal element is, or something. I would have liked to have seen this cool place they established that even after the end of the world, it remains exactly the same. Like, why would it still remain rainy and dark in Zozo? Like, I'd like to see a little something else.
Yeah, because everywhere else changes pretty radically.
Yep. And the ghost train. So the world has ended. Tons of people have died. Like, give me the ghost train, like, gone fucking ballistic. Give me something with that.
Give me multiple ghost trains.
Yeah. Or, like, see the ghost train turn into, like, the Pandemonium summon from 8. Like, some big monstrous overloaded with fucking souls. Something more with the ghost train. Post-apocalypse.
Yeah. Well, we destroyed it.
Did they destroy it?
I mean, we destroyed it.
The ghost train's ghost train.
Suplex that motherfucker. I'm pretty sure it's destroyed.
And then, just especially the World of Ruin, some of the I think you mentioned it last time, magic just makes everyone kind of homogenous. Like some of the skills, I feel like the Pixel Remaster did a better job of it, but some of the skills really lose their potency if they ever had it in the first place in the World of Ruin. Like tools, you get chainsaw so early, it definitely drops off in its effectiveness. Like compared to Saban's Bum Rush or Phantom Rush.
Which still, I don't think his blitzes are. I mean, I think they're great.
Yeah.
In the World of Balance, in the Super Nintendo version, where you can do Fire Dance the moment you get him, he's amazing. But like, I don't know, man. Even like at near the end of the World of Balance, I was like, I don't know about these blitzes.
I just ended up, now that I could actually perform Bum Rush reliably, like I used the shit out of him whenever I was doing, because he did a lot more damage than everybody else for a minute, like completely eclipsed the Edgar's chainsaw. Like,
oh, absolutely.
And you only get, like the air anchor in the World of Ruin, like
in Kefka's dungeon. I think.
There should have been something to make Edgar more reliable. Some other kind of tool, some kind of ancient technology he could have found, like something to make tools better than it was.
Yeah.
Like he really falls off.
That's why I made him my Dragoon. I know that you made Mog your Dragoon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt like the tools, it got to a point where the tools were not worth it.
Yep.
And I just gave Edgar the Dragoon boots and the Dragon Horn. And now you're a Dragoon. Now all you do is jump.
If I played with just the 3 characters, that's absolutely what I would do too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I didn't know if it mattered or not, but his physical strength being higher than Mog's, that was like another one. And it was, but I mean, I don't know, man. I never really understood how Mog's dances worked until I didn't realize until we recorded last when we did the World of Balance that like if you were trying to do a dance that was like geographically opposed to to where you were, that it had any bearing on the percentage of it working.
Oh yeah. Which I thought his dances were more powerful. I used them way more than ever until I got the Dragon Horn. Then it was just like, nope, no more.
I like having him as a magician. I know you went a different route this time, but I went my standard route where it's like everyone learns Ultima. This is how we do it. This is the drill. Everyone learns Ultima. Although I didn't do it as early as I normally do. I got to right before the final dungeon. And as much as I didn't want to like achievement hunt or anything, I knew there was an achievement for getting everyone to level 50. And it's like, well, we're doing this anyway. Everyone learns Ultima. Everyone learns Ultima.
That makes sense.
So...
I mean, I thought about going back and just trying to get all the achievements and stuff, just out of love for the game.
I'm not doing Setzer's. I'm not doing what I can't remember what.
You have to get Joker Doom or whatever, where everyone dies.
Yeah,
but like the chances of that are so. I mean, you'd have to. There had to be some version of the pause trick in order to not go insane trying to do that.
I got it, but it didn't count. But I got it during auto battle because in the Pixel Remaster you can do auto battle.
Yeah,
and I remember it being like, what the fuck just happened? I was like, oh, yeah, Joker Doom. That like never happens. And then nothing popped for me. So
that's bullshit.
So I think it actually has to be like you inputting the ability and all that.
That fucking sucks.
Because I did notice like when it was on auto battle, Setzer was like popping off, man. I mean, getting like all kinds of shit. Where it's like me doing it manually. It's just like, fucking mugu mugu,
Let's see. Yeah, because like Sketch, even enemies that I knew were vulnerable to it, it still sucked.
Yeah.
Runic is awesome in the World of Balance, but then loses when everyone has magic, you're just absorbing your teammates'
it's
magic.
A liability at that point. Yeah, you're working
completely
against yourself.
loses it. Yeah, those are my bad, and I'm really stretching to find bad things.
Yeah, totally.
That's just me making up shit I wish was there, as opposed to complaining about in-game content.
Right.
Yeah, that's there.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, except for just the characters, the abilities becoming shittier over time.
Well, I can bitch about the Coliseum.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
That's on my list of bad. It's not like a horrible. It doesn't ruin the game or anything, but the Coliseum kind of sucks.
I hope you got go-go.
The way the way you have to game it in order to get anywhere, because the way the Coliseum works is it's a 1v1 battle. So it's like you choose one character that you have and they fight a monster solo. So far, that sounds awesome to me. I'm like, yeah, this is great. But then the catch is you do not control that character in battle. And their choices are suboptimal.
Yep.
Very suboptimal, where it's like
You may as well be rolling the thing at the end of Price is Right. Just
Yep.
come on, $1. Just fight.
Yep.
All you gotta do is hit the fight option. Come on now. Imp.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep. And it's like what bothered me, it bothered me more this playthrough on the Pixel remaster, and I don't know, I didn't compare the reload times, but it would just irritate me where it's like this feels literally random unless I go in and which is what you have to do. You have to go in knowing how to beat that monster and then tool that character to a very specific way where it's like, you give them daggers that insta kills if it hits. And it's like, okay, that's great. But another problem with it is you don't know what you're going to fight unless you've already bet an item. The way the Coliseum works is you go in, you bet an item. And that item that you bet determines what you fight.
Oh.
So it's like, unless you have a strategy guide or something, you're just fucking like, I guess I'll try this item. I'll bet this item, see what happens. So you don't really, unless your save's coming, because like if you bet an item and you lose, it's fucking gone.
Yep.
And so I feel like on the Super Nintendo maybe it didn't bother me because I could just hit reset, load, but it takes longer in the Pixel remaster to the point where it's like you guys should have put something in, like you should put a Coliseum button in this game where it's just like, oh man, did you lose totally from random fucking chance, and that's the only you bet the only item, the only one in the game kind of deal. Again, it's not a game, it doesn't make the game suck, but Tyler, it's like or you're talking about like things where like that could have been enhanced. The Coliseum could have been enhanced.
Because I was reading, because whenever I was first going through and looking at items to get, because I got Lightbringer and stuff like that I normally do.
Yeah.
And then, but I was looking at what are some good tactics, because I just chose Mog. Mog happened to do the perfect dance that, killed the enemy. That made him immune. Like it just happened. Just crazy luck worked out that I got Lightbringer for Mog dancing.
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
Yeah. But looking up all the tactics and the monsters and what you could do, like everybody's like, okay, you have to play the game knowing you're gonna bet at the Coliseum. So when you get Shadow, never teach Shadow magic. Don't ever do it.
Yeah.
He won't. The only thing that you won't do is use items. So his throw, he won't use throw.
Yep.
Item, he won't use items. You don't teach him magic. All he's gonna do is fight.
Yep.
He's good at it. He's got a high attack. You give him a Genji glove, 2 whatever variable weapons. Like he's pretty good to go. But you'd have to fucking play like that.
Yeah.
Or use Go-Go, because you can just set his stats.
Right. Or his abilities. Yeah.
But his stats are terrible.
They're bad.
They're so bad.
They're really
so
bad.
like you have to really work on Go-Go to make him a Coliseum machine.
Yeah. Umaro works sometimes, but not all the time,
Yep.
and it's, it just kind of sucks when it's one of those where it's like, because I worked at the Coliseum in the Pixel remaster, and it was like, boy, this is my least favorite part of the game right here, because you can get really good items from it, which, it's weird since I played this game so much. It's like, I need these items. You don't. They're just super powerful, but it's like, it's hard to not get them. And
Because I did laugh out loud because they changed on the names of stuff from the original to the Pixel remaster.
Yeah.
So at one point I had Shadow with the Genji glove dual wielding Sakura and Sasuke. It's like, all right, I see what you did there, Square. Okay. Because instead of hardened, it was called Sasuke, I think.
yeah.
Let's see. Do you have any other points, good and bad, to hit?
I mean, I feel like we covered all like the good and bad. I mean, I've got like really fond memories of this recent playthrough. I've got fond memories of like the game itself, but like this was a game where it was like I was playing in the bedroom and like Nikki would watch and she would comment and Henry would come in and like ask questions about the damage, and it's like I'll never forget, like he loved the dragon boot dragon horn combination where he loved like trying to guess how many times
Yeah.
they would jump. And you know, when it was like 4 the max, he was like, "It's the max!" And so I mean, like, it was a really great experience, like in a different experience because I've never experienced the game like that. So yeah, I mean, it was just one of those where it's like, man, this just made this game I already love like so much better.
It hit different.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it totally did.
Well, Tyler, I know this brought you into the world of live streaming,
Yep.
and you started
Yep.
doing that as a result of this game. And had you been getting pretty good attention with that?
Yeah, especially the first few. But of course, my first few streams, I look like dog shit in that corner because I hadn't mixed my camera, I hadn't worked with my
Right.
green screen. But around because I think I try to go about 2 hour sessions. Once I think I did like a little over 4, which I need to make sure I always do under 4 because I'm trying to clip stuff out of the streams to put on TikTok. But the service I'm using, if it's more than 4 hours, it kicks it out. So I got to make sure I do under 4. But I basically 13. If I quantify them down to 2 hours, like 13 sessions, and I was able to beat this game all on stream. I did a little grinding in the Veld off, but no more than like an hour.
Cool.
So yeah, equivalent to 13 2-hour sessions, beat this game. Yeah, good reception. Everybody loved it. That's why I promoted my last 2 videos on TikTok where I'm fighting Kefka. So those have gone over really well. People seem to like those.
I actually watched that video on TikTok.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It was cool.
So, but I love that this game that came out in like 94 that I had probably played in like 96 or 97. Like now I'm 38 in 2022 and I'm still finding ways to enjoy this game. Like tells you what a fucking masterpiece it is. So yeah, Dave. So I'm with you 100%. There's always that they found a way to still retell and use this core game to keep going. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I think it's a testament that this game is like speaks to multiple different ages and multiple different groups. I mean, like I think that's my big takeaway from it is like there are a lot of games that I'll revisit and be like, man, I still love this game, but I don't know. This one is like, oh, this is still relevant to me, as opposed to like, I don't know, like I love Super Mario World. Super Mario World's a fantastic game, but it like doesn't. That's not a game that like Henry would ask me questions about. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like,
it's not deep.
right? Yeah. So I don't know.
Let's see. I had a few more like you got the option at the beginning when you're Celeste, which I love that Terra is the hero of the first half of the game and Celeste is the hero of the second half of the game. I love that because I think Terra has a really good story to tell, but kind of once it's told, there's not a ton of nuance behind it.
Right.
Although I do love what they do with her in World of Ruin, but
Yeah.
Celeste,
Yeah, she finds her love. She finds
yeah.
out what love means.
she gets
Yeah.
her humanity.
Right.
And then Celeste is just struggling with sort of the same thing, just a few different shades in that, her whole world, her childhood, everything she was told to do, flipped upside down. I do like in the
She got in one little fight.
General Leo got scared that on the floating continent that Emperor Gestal like proposes like, well, hey, how about you guys just start making babies? You and Kefka make my whole magical army. It's like that's a good dose of creep to throw in on General Gestal here at the end. But Sid, I feel like the most story appropriate. You can save him, but it's really more story appropriate if he dies,
Right.
Because it almost turns into like a, Leonardo DiCaprio, there's not enough room on this door for both of us sort of scenario where he's like, here, take my raft. I'll just stay here, a lonely old man forever,
Yeah.
as opposed to him dying. And then Celeste finds the note and finds the raft and, tries to commit suicide, fails, and decides, well, maybe there's something to live for, and sets off.
Yeah. Yeah, because she sees one of the doves.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then let's see. Okay, so Shadow, all in all. I remember as a kid just being really frustrated and mad, and now kind of seeing the nuances and the depth to his story, especially that it kind of comes out more if Shadow, because on the floating continent, spoilers, at the floating continent you can jump off before Shadow gets there, and Shadow dies on the floating continent. When
He's in the game no more.
Yep.
Dies.
But if he dies, you can do the same thing that you would do with Shadow to get his dreams with Realm, and there's one Realm dream. And that exposes another little side you wouldn't normally know about
Right.
Shadow's story, where Realm remembers being really little, asks where Papa's going, and on his way out, he's telling Interceptor, you have to have a peaceful life. If I'm here, she can't. I mean, because he's stolen 1 million gil. He is a super wanted criminal.
Right.
So he's just going to inflict damage by being around. So then, I get that. Of course, as a kid, I've been like, fuck that, it's fine. Like now, as a father, it's like, I see that where you'd want to try to make a decision like that, how hard it would be and how much you torture yourself, and how because of that decision, where he's on the boat with Tara and tells her some people have to kill their emotions to survive.
Right.
And that's what I've done. So in order to make peace with that decision to abandon his daughter, killed his emotions. So then, when you get more of his story and his dreams, and then how, and once you recruit him back, he's like, well, all I can do is fight. And I guess Kefka is the ultimate test of my fighting ability. So when you kill Kefka and everybody's fleeing, he's like, nothing else for me. And he stays on the island and dies.
Yeah, I don't like that ending for him. Because that makes me not like him. And
Oh,
it's
yeah?
because I'm not saying that I don't like the writing, but it's like, I mean, I can't, I don't know, man. It's like, this is your chance now.
Mm-hmm.
There's your daughter. It's the fucking apocalypse. I don't think anyone's going to care about that money.
There's no empire
Plus,
coming after you.
You have more than that now. So I don't know, man. Why don't you get on that airship and fucking be a dad for once?
Yeah.
So yeah, that made me kind of, and it's like he's the other side of the coin to Cyan, because it's like Cyan's fucking family dies, and it's like that's all he wants back. And to me, Shadow was just like, the world's. I mean, we fixed
See,
it.
I didn't even think about that nuance, but you're right. He is absolutely the foil to Cyan. And I don't think they even have any interaction.
No, they really. I don't really think that they do either, outside of like the, when you first meet, if Shadow's with you when you first meet
a mercenary and someone bonded to, a lord.
Right.
So you've got the opposites in like almost every way.
Yeah, I forgot that that's how Shadow's tale ends in this game. And when I when I watched it, I was like, man, you motherfucker, you're kind of the worst.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're just fucking you fucking tortured yourself for how fucking long? You're just gonna throw it away at the end just to be fucking badass, I guess.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I mean, your daughter's the most powerful spellcaster in the
world, especially
more
now
than
that
the girl who's half Esper and the one who was infused with the blood of 1,000 dead Espers. Your daughter's more powerful. Because I remember getting them and checking all their magic stats and being holy shit, Realm is so much more powerful.
Realm's magic is out the fucking roof, man.
What the fuck?
But something I had never seen Realm's Dream, because I'd only ever played this game with Shadow living. Even like when I was in middle school, I remember nothing was really spoiled, but like that was the advice that was given when someone borrowed Final Fantasy III was wait at the floating continent, wait. And you're like, what do you mean? You're like, you'll understand. And it's like, okay. So I never saw Realm's Dream, but thanks to the magic of YouTube now, I got to see it, and one of the things I love about it is like it's goes back to back with one of Shadow's dreams because he has 4 dreams, Realm has 1, and they kind of like you said flesh out his story. One of Shadow's dreams picks off right from when he leaves. It's like Realm's dream ends, and then one of Shadow's dreams begins, and it's him leaving town and telling Interceptor to go back. I just think that's cool. I think it's like very like a Memento way of like telling a story in a pre-Memento world.
Speaking of Memento,
Yeah.
So Realm and inside when you get Realm and you go up and there's like a chest or whatever in her room and you get the Memento ring.
Right.
So it's like her mother's ring that prevents against all sorts of status effects.
Yeah.
It's great. But only her and Shadow can wear it.
Right.
So, but you can get a second Memento
Yes.
ring inside Cyan's dream by stealing it from Rexall, which I get that another bad point. That Rexall fight, fucking hate it. This is the first time I've ever actually had to do it the way it was intended, and it fucking sucks shit.
Please go on.
Well, because before I would always, it was the only boss I did it to the entire game in the SNES version. Banish X Zone.
Oh,
Instant
I
death.
see.
Instant death is the way I always took care of that fight. I heard it's shitty, do that and get rid of it. So I did. So just now, online was the only way I've ever done it the right way. And even then, I had to be like, Zal, how the fuck what am I doing wrong? I think Zal and Chris told me how to do it because he will, at the beginning, he's at his little Rexall mites or whatever, and then he's like, oh, I'm going to possess one of you, and he disappears. And that's it. You keep killing those things. They keep respawning. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Well, you have to kill your party members to force him out, but you have no idea what party member he's in. And then you have a very short timer once he's out before he repossesses them. So you're trying to resurrect that party member so they can do damage because you're down to 3 instead of 4. I fucking hate that fight. It was long and it was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Worst boss fight in the game, in my opinion.
I've never had a problem with it, but I feel like I've always beat him like incredibly fast. Like the one I always have problems with, and the one I had a problem with again is Fumbaba. Like that one, like where it's if I'm not fighting something with a full party, I fucking cannot stand it. I hate it. And it's like you have to do that and
randomize because
Yeah.
it sneaks random people away.
God. And yeah, so that one's always just like fuck this.
Yeah, he kicked my fucking shit in the first time I fought him on stream.
Same. I was about to say, yeah, the very first time I fought him, he definitely did. He in the Pixel remaster, I mean, I probably fought him like 4 fucking times before it was finally like, okay, finally did it. By like a thin, like,
Yeah.
a thin, but I was also kind of like, I did Terra's. I was trying to do hers as fast as possible to get Fenrir.
Fenrir is fucking really good
Fenrir's
one to
fucking
have.
Awesome. Yeah.
So, because I went there, I got Sabin, and then I was like, oh, I'll go fight Fumbaba. Nope.
No, I did that.
No, I got fucking
That's
waxed.
exactly what I did. Yeah.
I did it until I was like, all right, I'll come back. I'll come back once I get Setzer.
Yeah.
So it was bad. What else? Let's see. I wonder why, because, you hear that Terra's gifted with Magitech, so she has this pendant item. I don't know what the pendant is, why she's so good, why, like, Celeste, who's also another natural magic user, doesn't have the same effects. What's that pendant? Another, like, sort of hanging thread.
But wait, Celeste isn't a natural magic user.
Well, she, like, learns magic. She levels up and learns magic.
Oh, right.
So that's what I mean by
Yeah.
natural
Okay,
magic.
I got you. Okay.
So why wouldn't she have the same sort of affinity with Magitech? That's something I just wish had been explained.
Okay.
Maybe what happens to, does Magitech still function? After the Espers go
In the world of ruin.
Yeah.
At the very end.
You don't see anything in the world of ruin either, just in the dream.
Yeah, in
so
the dream.
So I mean, does Celeste's magic also disappear? What about Guau and Strago? I mean, does anything happen with monsters?
Yeah, but I think they're the Magi, right? And Thamasa. So
Yeah.
it's like, and their magic I think existed independently
Before
of the
or
Espers,
outside?
right?
Oh,
Because
okay.
they were like the War of the Magi. Like, I mean, they were the ones who like fought, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm I mean, I'm looking for reassurance.
Well, because I just remember, looking into it that so before the War of the Magi, Warring Triad, they're fighting and they recruit humans. Yeah, the three
They're
statues,
the gods,
the three gods.
right.
They recruit humans to their side to fight each other, and those humans become espers. So I don't know if the Warring Triad had also blessed the Magi so they could use magic without being espers. Because you see that that ghost that kills Odin is clearly not an esper; he's a sorcerer.
Yeah.
So that's got to be, to some level. So then, whenever the Warring Triad disappears and the core of magic is gone, then of course espers disappear. So I guess it could be that
I don't
all
know.
that could remain.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, there's no more story in that world, so know it's not to ever know, I guess.
Sure.
But just something I wish. Or Siegfried. You get kind of some weird stuff with Siegfried. Talks about, this great swordsman, but there's a fake one. So you fight the fake one in the ghost train, but then there's the real one.
Who you fight in the Colosseum.
Yep. And there's nothing else. I didn't know if there was some kind of, because Ultros makes mention of him, like, oh, he's going to love this. Like there's something going on. I don't know. Just something I would have liked to have seen fleshed out a little bit.
Sure.
But yeah, other than that, I just love this fucking game.
We talked about the ending, and I didn't gripe about when I never picked up on this as a kid, but like, you beat Kafka, you go through that fucking awesome ending where it's like they do all the characters escaping the dungeon, and then the world just turns back to normal.
Oh yeah, it's blue again.
I don't know why that never fucking dawned on me as a kid, but as an adult, I was like, so it's just not the apocalypse anymore? Like, what? How does that work? Like, does it?
They had a Genesis device, like in Star Trek, and they just set it off, and everything went back to normal.
Like a restore? Was there a restore point?
Yeah,
like
they saved it. They saved their game before the apocalypse.
Were the espers the problem the whole time? Like the world so the world was balanced when magic was suppressed. Now that magic is. Once it's revealed, ruin. Get rid of magic. Oh, it's good again.
Once again.
Magic is the worst.
Except for the sages. So I don't know. I guess there's definitely some inconsistencies going on, right? But yeah, it was so weird to me that it was like, oh, how did I never fucking notice that at the very end of the game, everything turns back to normal, I guess? Like, they don't really, give any,
I think they're leaning into the happy ending thing.
Yeah.
It's either, if they said, and we have to persevere to bring things back to normal, this just doesn't leave you with the same feel good, I guess. It's everything's great. Everything's done.
Green fields, blue oceans. I mean, it's like, and it's instantaneous.
Yay!
And it's like, but how does the damage undone from Kafka's light of judgment? I saw literally tear across cities and split countries in half. Are they magically reformed, or I just want more info, Yep. And I felt like a big hypocrite because my big thing I rail against Final Fantasy IV is that everyone lives. It's like everyone dies, makes these great sacrifices, and then
no, they didn't.
At the very end, no, they didn't. And I got that. I was like, ooh, I don't like that little tinge of that I got in Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is Shadow's alive.
He could be.
And in my mind, he's making fucking waffles for Realm right now.
Well, apparently there's a cut scene where Strago approaches him, where he's like, "Take off your mask."
Yeah, I don't know if that was real. I saw that on YouTube. Is that real?
That's from what I saw, that it was the guy looking the code or whatever, and pieces of it were there. The dialogue was there.
Yeah. Oh, and then he made it based off of that?
Well, I just read that it existed, and it was supposed to be where he has to remove his mask. He does, and Strago still has an ambiguous reaction. So you still wouldn't know. You still wouldn't have confirmation.
Right.
In game.
Yeah. I'm curious about that. Because when I saw that, I was like, this reeks of a fan made.
It could be.
Did you see
He posted the cut dialogue options or whatever.
I see. So maybe someone just
or somebody could have just typed on a blue screen and be like, "Well, that's what it said."
Well, I mean, I haven't seen like any of that, so I'm assuming you saw that like on Reddit or like some kind of forum.
YouTube
yeah.
where they were talking about all the
Oh,
secrets
on
and stuff.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm curious about that because, if you had seen it like on the cutting room floor or something like that, then I'd be like, well, that's like a reputable site.
Oh, I'd have to look at who it was.
I'm curious.
But like he showed, there's a pair of sprint shoes at the very beginning of the game. Once you leave Arvis's house, there is it's one tile away from where you can reach, but there is a point you can, like if you clip in or whatever and check it, you get a pair of sprint shoes at the very beginning of the game.
Well, I mean, it sounds like if there's multiples, I mean, it sounds like that's legit.
Yeah.
Then. I mean, I would take that Strago thing as a legit
I think
thing.
maybe, yeah.
I guess it was just weird to me to see it.
I've got other trivia factoids if you're interested.
Yeah, of course.
So Shadow has, if you take Shadow to Zozo, he has a unique dialogue with Reimu.
Yeah, because I was reading about this because it's rare to do. You have to like.
Oh, I imagine it's super hard to do.
Not fight. You have to like just get to Ramu.
Run from kill everybody and then leave, recruit him, and then run from every battle all the way up. Because he'll only have it, I think, if Guau is there. So if Guau and him are there, he'll chastise Reimu for throwing everything away, which is, of course, hypocritical.
Right, of course.
And then, but if you do it just Guau has a unique dialogue with Reimu.
I didn't know that.
Where he talks about how, for some reason, he says, "Oh, humans, espers used to be good friends." I'm like, how the fuck do you know that, kid? Let's see. If you take Shadow to the opera house, no matter what, he leaves in the first act. Like saying he doesn't like the show. So no matter what, he leaves, and you have to fight just the two people.
Wow.
So Realm has the dream. Sabin gets a scene. Once you get Sabin, if you leave and then go to Duncan's wife, he'll then say, "Hey, I'm sorry, he's dead." Like you'll get a little scene where he tells Duncan's wife that Vargas killed Duncan. Let's see, in the cave where it's Sabin, Cyan, and Guau, if you go up to the right hand, like upper left hand corner, Guau will throw your gold away.
Yeah.
So he throws away like 500 gold pieces. If you don't have 500 gold pieces, he throws something away. Sabin freaks out. Then Cyan's like, "Oh no, I got it right here. I kept your pouch." So then you don't actually lose any money.
Do you really lose it?
Yeah, you do. I
really
made
lose it?
sure. Yeah,
Because I never really knew, and that was kind of one of those where it was like I never really bothered to check.
Yeah, if you have more than 500, you lose 500. But I think the video I watched said that they did that so it wouldn't have the rollover effect. If you had less than 500, throw 500 away, then you'd have the reverse rollover to infinite gold or whatever. So they made it to where if this much, trigger this Cyan dialogue. Let's see. There was a cut scene where if you lose the snowfield battle, Kefka claims Tritoch, where all the soldiers go up and pick him up and carry him away. I thought that was cool. That would have been a cool thing, and then die, and then just see like one character in black sit down.
Right.
Like I would have liked to have seen.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So Sabin, Edgar, and Celeste all have the same base sprite. So it was weird in saying it. So there's a scene when you first have Setzer, and Setzer, it's the scene where Celeste flips the coin.
Okay.
So if you have Edgar in your party, she goes and gets the coin from Edgar, and Setzer says something about, "Oh, you're even more beautiful than Maria." Both Edgar and Celeste will blush because they're the same sprite, so they both blush.
Wow.
That's
But
funny.
That
it's
is
not
funny.
triggered with Sabin. They disable it with Sabin, but forgot to with Edgar. So if you have Sabin instead of Edgar, he says it, no one blushes.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's hilarious.
Let's see. Setzer comes. This one's a weird and obscure one. So Setzer, when you get him, he has a bandana equipped.
Okay.
If you unequip the bandana, he cannot re-equip it. And the video I was watching said people assume that's because he's jealous of Locke, because Setzer wants Celeste. Locke wears a bandana, so once he sees Locke with it, he cannot re-equip the bandana. The original text, I talked about Locke and the legendary power. Crusader the Crusader or Jihad in the translation, that they are imbued avatars of the Warring Triad. So that's why they're too powerful, sealed away. They destroy everything in their path. They don't look quite the same as the Warring Triad just because they're espers imbued with a fraction of their strength. So it's supposed to be the Warring Triad.
Huh.
And then there's deleted dialogue that would lead you to believe that the Empire just discovered Magitech, like just did it just now. So that's why they were experimenting with it with Terra, and why they mind controlled her, and why they're just now making the move to conquer, because now they have the utility to do it.
Sure. Okay.
So as opposed to being some technology they've mastered or whatever. So like we're just on the cusp of that technological breakthrough when the game happens. But that's all I got.
All right. Cool. I want to know if you were to buy Final Fantasy VI for the Super Famicom used, how much do you think you would pay for it? Because last time we did SNES, so now we're on the other side of the globe.
So I thought I remembered you saying at some point that the Super Famicom games tend to be a little bit less pricey.
They do.
And I think in Japan, this was probably just in everywhere. Household. I'm going to say, this is in dollars or yen?
This is in USD.
25,000 yen.
I'm going to say $15.
$15. Tyler, what do you think?
$25.
$25. Actual price of Final Fantasy VI for the Super Famicom used, loose, on average, according to PriceCharter.com, is $14.59.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
$14.59.
I did it. Well, I'm over, but I did it.
Do you guys have any achievements for the game?
I do
For
not.
this half of the game?
I've got 3.
What you got?
My first one is Turok Dinosaur Hunter. I unlock that by killing 50 of the T-Rexes and 1 Brachiosaur,
Nice.
who also kicked my shit in every time I fought him.
The first time I did, and then I was like, oh, what did I used to do? What did I used to do to defeat these? Oh, right. Ragnarok. And so,
just turn him into an item?
yeah, dried meat. Yeah, and I had, which I mean, the percentage of Ragnarok firing is like 2%, super low. So I have Go-Go in there to mimic whoever summons Ragnarok, up to like 4%. You know, it's still like a work every time. And then if that fails, we're running.
Because the first time, because I was trying to fight him, I was like, all right, I'm not grinding. This is nice. I need this experience,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to get, because there's someone else who talks about it. You know, so it's a point in the story to experience.
Oh, yeah.
So like I made sure I took Guo to his dad, which
Yeah.
I wish I'd recruited Umaro earlier and kept him in my party just to have the Yeti in every fucking cutscene,
Yeah.
making the weird expressions and looking at people just because it's funny.
It's like that. It's like that meme where it's like someone creates like the cookie monster as their player character, and then it's like someone like every
your custom
cutscene.
character in a cutscene. Yeah.
Like when I made Donald Trump in Monster Hunter World, and then stopped playing the game because I was tired of seeing Donald Trump in Monster Hunter
That's
World.
good. But like the first time I fought him, he killed me, cast Meteor, killed my whole party. I was like, all right, I reconfigured, like, make sure I had zone seek so I could throw up shell, and I got primarily ice magic. Like I had a good setup.
Yeah.
So by the time I got to him again, like I was doing really well. I was like, man, I think I fucking got him this time. My Mog was jumping, everything was good. And then he's like, Ultima.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I can't. That's 7,000 damage. I can't outdo that
yep.
right now. So,
Yeah.
all right, we fought him. Time for Kefka's Tower.
Yeah. Yeah, by the time I was getting on the tail end of getting everyone to 50, he wasn't a problem. But like, I think I started that journey when the characters were probably in their 30s, and it's like in that, it was
that's where I
he was definitely
Yep.
a problem.
Because like I had to I made sure everybody had ribbons and shit because he would like disaster.
Yeah.
Start with disaster and fuck up the whole party with status ailments.
Yeah.
Let's see. My second one is introverted, and that's where you beat the game with only Celeste, Setzer, and Edgar.
Okay.
You don't go out and make any friends.
Right.
Which I read that all of their cutscenes in the end are all together. So anytime you see, like, their cutscenes will always involve the three of them as safety. And then if you recruited one other character that would have somebody else, then one of them is substituted in.
Gotcha.
So if you got Realm and not Strago, well, then Setzer is helping Realm on that conveyor belt. Like, they sub them in.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, if you didn't recruit Terra at all at the very end of the game, she'll walk out basically, oh, my people need me, and flies up and has her regular ending. Then my third one is, it's to make him feel better. And that's where you beat the game as Mog and somebody else in the Moogle suit that also makes them look like Mog.
Nice.
Because he's the last of his kind.
Yeah. Or maybe not anymore at the
maybe
very
not.
end. Who knows? I don't know.
All the Moogles just pop back up.
Maybe. I am glad that they at least leave that ambiguous. I mean, I was just griping about how it sucks that it's like, how does it all work? But on the other hand, like, if I would have seen like all the Moogles back and stuff, I don't know. It's kind of one of those where it's like, way to take the weight out of the entire half of this game.
Because like when you find the Moogle's nest in the beginning, there's like poppy, happy music with Moogles all over the place. Then in the War Room, when you go back there, it plays the sad orchestral music.
Like a dirge.
Yeah, just Mog facing the corner, Blair Witch style,
Yep.
like looking down.
Yep. Yeah.
On top of, I'm glad that instead of the Moogle charm, they name it
charm.
Kululu's charm or whatever.
His girlfriend.
So yeah, so he's sitting there in the corner looking at
Yep.
her bauble,
Yep.
like sad because
Yep.
she's gone.
From the way I understand it, it's there in the world of balance. It's just he's on top of it.
Yep, because he's the only one who doesn't move. He's in the
Right.
corner. Kupapo.
I have 3 achievements. The first of which is Stand By Me. In order to unlock Stand By Me, gather a party in the world of ruin and journey to Sid's bed to see his dead body.
Dead body.
Next achievement I have is blue are the words I say and what I think, blue are the feelings that live inside me. In order to unlock that, blue are the words that I say and what I think, blue are the feelings that live inside me. Learn all of Strago's lores. And then
Nice.
my last achievement is Evil Empire. In order to unlock Evil Empire, during the final boss encounter, use Gao's ability Rage against the boss named Machine. That's how you unlock Evil Empire.
Nice. Now put this on your top 100, bottom 100.
Top 100
Yep.
for me.
Top 10.
Of all consoles of all time. Top 10 would probably, that sounds right to me as well.
Buy, rent, birthday.
It's a buy.
Yeah.
I need to rebuy it. My copy is gonzo. I remember lending it out, and I don't remember who I lent it out to.
So
and
many
it's-
good things I don't even know.
And
Yep.
it's gone, which really sucks. 'Cause that one had sentimental value, but I'm gonna rebuy it. I thought about rebuying the Super Famicom version as well. But yeah, buy.
I'm with you. Agreed.
I agree.
You want to see what Flopsy says about Final Fantasy VI?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
What do you guys think Flopsy says about Final Fantasy VI?
I think we're in common territory, and I think it's going to have full marks.
Yeah, 5-star common. Yeah. I can see where it might be uncommon,
Maybe uncommon, maybe, yeah.
just because it wasn't as big of a hit here.
Yeah. I'd say that's fair,
Yeah.
but it's definitely getting full marks. I'd say final answer is 5-star uncommon for me.
I appreciate you guys stalling for time. I'm not wearing my glasses because they fog up. When I
I'm
wear the
having
mask.
trouble making notes, so whatever this says that I've been writing down as we go, I'm not really sure.
So, according to Flopsy, aka the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Shadowy Benefactor.
It's a blue bar
Yeah.
coming.
They gave it a lot of stars. It's probably 5 of them, and it does say that it was common.
Oh, okay.
Common and 5 stars.
Just stuck with my original
All
answer.
right.
They knew better than to give that anything less than 5 stars.
Yeah. They better.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would you give it?
I would give it the beard of Hades himself. Oh. This is the World of Ruin, Hades, Underworld.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Hades from the game Hades. The best
Right.
version.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. The Disney movie didn't even pop into my mind until you specified the game Hades. And I was like, what other? Oh, right.
James Woods on fire.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Tyler, if you were to give Final Fantasy VI, The World of Ruin, a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would you give it?
That invention of huge multiple lenses that could focus the sun's heat into a death ray,
Yes.
much like Kefka's Light of Judgment.
Yes.
I give it that thing of glasses.
Perfect. I love it. Do you guys want to see what next game we're going to play?
Yeah,
Sure, we can.
let's do it.
I mean,
Unless we want to do Waterworld.
I guess we could do Waterworld. Do you want to do Waterworld?
Yeah, why not?
Let's do Waterworld.
Okay.
Waterworld.
Waterworld.
We are positive that's a Super Nintendo game. I'm pretty sure it is, but we're positive.
I'm 95% sure.
Is it in Flopsy?
Let me consult. I'll put my foggy glasses on. Waterworld.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
All right,
Yeah,
perfect.
we're good. It's also a Virtual Boy game.
Oh, wow.
Fun. Let's play that version.
And DOS. SNES, Virtual Boy, MS DOS, Microsoft Windows, and Game Boy.
All right, we'll each play a different version of the game. Meet back, talk about it.
All right. Well, you want to head over to Community Corner?
Yeah, I'll take a little break and then get into Community Corner.
Sounds good.
Do it.
Cool. We're back.
All right. Back for Community Corner.
Community Corner. I don't have any packages.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't eat anything right now anyway.
Probably shouldn't share any
Probably not,
food.
no.
Yeah. I do have some calls, though, if you want to take some calls from some people.
Take a few calls.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I do have that. Let's see. First call is from 562. Google Voice just reset like it does. Give me a second. First call is from 532. Scroll. This app is like the worst fucking app.
It's so terrible.
It's such a bad app. I know I could just go on the site, I guess, and grab them from there
Yeah.
and throw them in Dropbox or
Yeah.
something. But then it's like, jeez. Then we don't have this great little bit where,
Right.
where I
You
fucking
struggle with
struggle
the
every
app.
goddamn
Yeah.
fucking week. All right.
Who was that?
Probably me
It was
and Ian
both
scratching
of
our
us.
heads on
Yeah.
that.
Hey, TADPOG. Okay, so you're talking about popping Twin Bee. And let's see. Hold on. Okay, you should be able to hear me now. Anyway, you're talking about popping Twin Bee and toxic masculinity or toxic work culture. And I was like, or you could put your hands together and have both in the U.S. Toxic masculinity and a toxic work culture. Woo! How long do you stay with a country and hope it gets better and work hard to get better before you decide to give up and move? Okay, thanks, bye.
If moving were only that easy.
If moving to a different country were only that easy.
I'll be a refugee. You know what I mean? Like that's how long for me.
Until
When it's-
Handmaid's Tale happens and Canada's like, whoever can make it, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, until then, it's like I'm here. I mean, I mean, I like this country. I mean,
I love this country.
I don't want to live anywhere else. It's just, some things bother me, and I hope they get fixed. And it's like, I mean, we'll see. I mean,
I'm crossing my fingers that history, in that once there's a big leap in progress, there's always a temporary scary setback before everything gets back on track. So I'm hoping that trend still tracks. Okay, black president, huge foot forward, and then now all of this. So hopefully, as the trend that has happened at several points in history, it just continues. And we work out of it. But I mean, for every slip in history, there is, the fall of the royal dynasty in Russia that led to what they're going through today, and Iran, which in the 60s and 70s was as cultured as the United States, we're still on the same track. And then they had the religious overthrow of the government, and then so hopefully, there are cases where that fallback does not bounce back. So
but I mean, my answer is I'm here until I'm a refugee.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any plans on moving anywhere. I mean, fuck all that. Like, I mean, I get where it's like, it's not perfect here, but it's not perfect anywhere. And it's like, there are definitely countries out there who, have it worse than their population has it worse than we do. And I get it. But I get it.
What do they do today? They're cutting our fucking heads off?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I love this country, and until it becomes not this country,
Right.
Until it's no longer the democracy,
if everybody abandons it, then it falls.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily see that happening, especially not in our lifetime, but there's just a lot that needs to be looked at and changed, and
we just need to come together. I mean,
we do,
because it fucking sucks how it's like I don't even feel like I have a conversation with somebody anymore about, like, it's not like I ever really talked about politics, but I mean, it's like I can definitely see I am left leaning, but I'm not like extreme. For a long time I kind of consider myself a centrist, like a left-leaning centrist, but now centrist doesn't mean what it used to mean when I said that. So
right.
I mean, it's kind of like, but I don't know. My point is, it just sucks that I can't like talk to I'm nervous when I'm talking to somebody, and it's like, when are politics going to come up? Because it's a thing that, man, I feel like people didn't talk about them as much when I was a kid. I know I was a kid, but I remember my parents being like, we don't really talk about like who we voted for. Like, this is a conversation we had. Where it's like, that's like something that you vote anonymously.
It's your business.
For a reason. It's your business.
Yep.
Exactly. And it's like, I didn't feel like people were like person to person, like trying to convert people. And that's what it feels like now, where it's like every conversation where politics comes up, it feels like I'm going to convert you to this, and it's like, that's not going to happen. It doesn't work like that, first of all. And it's like, I don't know. I just fucking wish that we could all be fucking united because that would be amazing. And I think that's what we really need right now, is to just like not be so fucking split.
And it's hard because, my wife will have friends come over or something, and it just always seems like it seems like I'm friends with a lot of people, and she's friends with a lot of people that have completely opposite ideologies. And again, I think a lot of this comes from being spoon-fed this horse shit that we've been spoon-fed since 2016, and not having
before that,
even before that for sure, but just not having the wherewithal to do a little research and to form an opinion that's not based on what, all the people you work with feel. It's like, I'm all for have your own opinion, but back it up a little bit. Think about it for a minute. Think about the long-term ramifications of the things that you're saying you support before you support them. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have an opinion, that you shouldn't support what you believe in, but it's just spewing rhetoric doesn't work. And that's what all we're getting these days is rhetoric and rumors and attacks from each side to the other and things. And I'm with you, Dave. Let's find some common ground here. Let's be what we should be, and that's united in what's right. Let's get some things straight.
Yeah.
So
I also think you mentioned, having an opinion, and it's like, I also think that it's okay to not have an opinion. And I
Agreed,
and I
absolutely.
I
Make
feel
politics boring again.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yes,
I
absolutely.
feel like a lot of people feel pressure that they need to have an opinion on everything, and it's like there's a Stoic principle where it's like you do not have to have an opinion on anything. In fact, you having an opinion on something is a drain on you. So choose what you have opinions on. Don't have an opinion on everything, because now all of a sudden it's like, I mean,
well, it's the 50s again. I mean, it was back in that time, that was what people talked about. This was the things going on in politics and the things going on post-war or World War II and the Korean War and, all these things. Those were the things they talked about then, and it just seemed to sort of take a dive and relax off a little bit, and we got to just sort of be there for the longest time. And I guess, a lot of it had to do with being young in the 80s, not really knowing what the fuck's going on because I was a kid,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
But at the same time, you're not wrong. I mean, it's just
I mean, I've talked to my parents where it was like, was it like this? And I just didn't realize it because I was a kid, and they were like, no. I mean, like,
there was a lot of just living, just people doing their thing. There was 80s is where I feel like pop culture was really birthed. That really
Celebrities, that was the celebrity president.
80s became the decade of pop culture, and I think that sort of defined our culture.
Or Nixon
from that
being on
point
Laugh-In
forward.
crossed that line.
Really, it did,
Yeah.
and it was those little sporadic, few and far betweens. But when the 80s came about, and I think we were just starting to become more exposed to more media, television, movies, of course, radio.
Well,
more
repealing the fairness
communication.
doctrine, like opened the floodgates for all that.
Right, and you had cable news started, and it just, there's just this massive influx of information that came in the 80s, which I think kind of set that tone, but people were more caught up in the pop culture side of things, which is a good and a bad thing. Is like oblivion is nice. But there was a lot of really bad shit going on behind the scenes in the 80s too that people weren't aware of. And
yeah.
so in a way, I'm glad we're able to see and know a little bit more about what's going on, but at the same time, I don't know what's necessarily being done about it. It's stressful. It is stressful.
I just try to consume as much as I feel like is needed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in the morning, like I will read the headlines for a certain amount of time and then done with news for the day. Done with
Yeah.
news. I'll check back in tomorrow because I got shit to do that doesn't involve obsessing over shit I can't fix.
Exactly. That's why I watch so much TV and why I watch so many movies and play video games and things, because I'd rather be doing that than worrying about things that I can only have a marginal effect on. And people say, well,
Sure.
no, you should get out. You should not. I've got a family. I've got things I have to do. And I there's a certain amount of self-care involved here to where if I'm going to be at work all day anyway, I cannot afford mentally to spend the whole rest of the day after work worrying about the whole rest of the world. Yes, I'm concerned with the things that happen, and yes, I worry for the state of our country, but I also want to detox and say, I am alive, and I want to be with my people, and I want to be alive. And I understand it's not that easy for everybody, but in that 2 hours, if I can do it, I'm going to. And I'm with you. I turn it off. I'll read up on it a little bit on Reddit or whatever, and then I'm out for the day because I don't want to think about it. That sounds really immature, but
Not to me. To me, I mean, but that's how I do. So
Yeah.
to me, I know that works for me.
yeah, exactly.
That keeps me from feeling the mental strain of it.
I mean, it's like, hey kids, see all this plight? You know, it's. I'm aware of it.
It's like, yeah, I got $20. Is that here's $20?
Yeah.
Is it fixed yet? Or that's all like that's I can't anymore. I bought that multiverses thing, so it's
all I
just
got, Bernie.
$20.
Sorry. All of my bosses are on the opposite side of the spectrum politically as I am.
Me too.
So it's awful whenever I was interviewing, I had to travel to my company's headquarters and I'm having dinner with my boss 2 levels up and then his boss, the VP, and the VP's like, so you Republican? And I'm like,
I don't think you could ask me that.
Just a little bit of everything. Man who will determine my future tomorrow. Whatever. So you just about every single one of them. So it's just like, let's talk about what's going on at work today.
Yeah. There's your common ground, right?
Yep. Just steer it away real quick. But thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle. I mean, I don't know how bad the work culture is here, really. I don't think it's good, right? But and I don't really know what it's like in Japan either, other than the things that I hear, and I hear it's bad.
Yeah.
I hear it's worse than it is here, but I mean, I don't know.
What, only documented cases of death by overwork in Japan?
I mean, documented.
Documented, you're right.
I mean, there's probably some kids in a mine in Africa who fucking died
Probably
from
right.
overwork.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. All I know is nothing. All I know is nothing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michelle. Yeah. Next call.
What was that game that used to be on Adult Swim, Suicidal Salary Man?
No, I'm not familiar with this.
The game was to quickly kill yourself in the office.
Oh, yeah, I remember. This is an
doing
actual
weird
video
things.
game. Yeah. I thought it was like a game show or something. Yeah, I remember that. All right. Next call. This is, I believe, also from Terrified Michelle.
So Tyler says Goofy instead of Tuffy, or his brain says it. Dave?
What?
Goofy?
Goofy instead of Cuffy?
Toofy instead of Taffy?
Toofy? Taffy.
Taffy. Forgot about that. Taffy.
Taffy. The Fixins.
Does R's instead of 5s.
Yes,
and,
I do.
He sees 9/11. Well, I have say D instead of 10 or vice versa. Don't know why. Don't write it that way.
D instead of 10? Is that what she said?
I could sort of see that.
All right. I mean, that's the same as me, just different letters and numbers, so I could totally relate.
Just say it. They'll be like, blah, 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 and I'll be like, 10. I mean D. I don't have any idea. If I see
I feel for you.
the number 11, my brain reads it as the Roman numeral 2. I don't have that problem with anything else except for 11. Especially if it doesn't have the little lines on the one that the fancy ones have. It's just straight up
Them fancy ones.
vertical lines. I'm like,
Little
you would
serifs.
think you would say it was a pause button. No. I'm all like, that's the Roman numeral 2, of course. So, guys, clocks do that thing where they tick backwards a couple of seconds and then go forward, and I don't know why they do that. I don't know if they're trying to catch up with themselves, maybe they're too fast so they go back. I don't know why they do that. That's, I think, the only thing that I know. I don't think I have a weird time that I see, although now I probably will. I'm not good at telling time on an analog clock. I could do it, but frequently, once it gets, the closer and closer it gets to the half hour and past it, I'm all like, hold on.
Ah, like my son. Yes.
Okay. It's 10:30.
It's D30.
10:25. Otherwise,
What's your bra size? 10-10.
No, it's 9:25, and I'll be like, shut up. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks, guys. I love you. Bye.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you, love you. So I do that with abbreviations or whatever, just the initials for things like
Acronyms.
Acronyms, thank you. So EMS, like Emergency Medical Services. I see it every day. I see it 10 times a day. My brain still goes, Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan every time. Or my old boss's initials were CG. So when she'd initial invoices, then I'd review them and put them into the computer. It's like, count it good, count it good, count it good.
Okay. All right. Michelle's got a perfect opportunity to be like, wait for 10 o'clock. Be like, hey, what time is it? 10? 10's nuts.
So at 11:10, she sees it as 2D.
Ooh. I guess so.
See,
Sometimes maybe. Michelle, get back to us.
I have the exact opposite problem. When I see the Roman numeral 2, I see it as 11.
You see it as 11.
When I look at a pause button, I do see that as pause, though. I don't see it as 11.
Yeah, those are some thick boys.
It's thick.
Yeah, those are some thick boys. Roman numerals really, man, they captivated me when I was a child. Like, I
Yeah.
remember being like 6 years old and being like, what is up with this on the clock?
Well, because of Final Fantasy is why I liked them and got into them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I just remember being, I think the first time I ever saw him was on a clock. And it was like, what is this?
IV. V.
Exactly. Totally. And Henry is too. He asked me about him too. And it's like, I tell him what I know. And then he's asking like ones that I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know. Let's
What's
go.
3013?
Let's go to the internet.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks, Michelle. Next call. Also from Michelle.
Hi, guys. I am on my way to LA Comic Con after work.
Nice.
So, fun times. Today I'm dressed as Oswald Cobblepot.
Nice.
I did show Tyler and Dave the costumes.
Yes.
So I have most forms of social media, so the rest of you can just imagine however you want to imagine, and I really don't care because it's your brain and not mine.
It was good. Imagine it is good.
So, we're going to, and by we, I mean me and the mouse in my pocket. I don't have one in my pocket, I'm just kidding. Something my dad said. Anyway, marry the nerds, because those are the days.
What? Did you get it, Ian? Our official Michelle translator?
I missed on that one. That one.
I'm going to scrub it back
Scrub
just
it back
a little
and
bit.
I'll try to pick it up. Let me get in my Michelle listening face.
All right.
Can't speak terrified ease.
It's the mask.
All right. Yes. We're back about 6 seconds. Here we go.
Anyway, marry the nerds, because those are the days.
Married the nerds because they're...
those are contagious.
Oh. Did I get nerds right? I thought you said something about
I thought married the
Argentine.
nurse from the Argentines.
Yeah, sure. Argentines. I heard also Argentines.
I think she's referring to a marry, fuck, kill.
Okay.
And she's saying
Oh.
marry something,
Argentine.
the nerds. Because they're contagious.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
All right. So we're all in agreement.
The Argentines, yes.
Argentines. Michelle continues.
Fuck a Jolly Rancher. Let's not talk about...
Okay.
You got it.
She's talking about marrying nerds the candy.
Marrying nerd. But where did Argentines come in?
I think she said something about contagious.
Okay.
I'd like maybe, I don't know, I want to say like addictive type,
Okay. So she's going to marry nerds.
She's marrying nerds.
Okay.
She's going to kill Jolly Rancher
She's
because of the
killing
Reddit
Jolly
story.
Ranchers.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
No. And, yeah, you're going to have to kill sweethearts. I agree with Tyler on this. They're just not that good.
Oh, she said,
It's rare.
she said, fuck Jolly Rancher, and she's killing sweet tarts.
Oh, man. I can't remember. This is great because this call's from December 3rd. I can't remember originally what I said. But I get
can't
now
either.
in this very moment, I'm killing Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact I'm not killing sweet tarts.
No, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd kill
I did.
I don't know what
I
I
did.
said.
You did, yeah.
I was thinking maybe I probably put either marry or fuck for sweet tarts.
I'd have to marry sweet tarts at this moment, at this
This
juncture.
exact moment. Nah, I'd still marry nerds. I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm with Michelle on that.
Michelle continues.
Sometimes you get some good ones, but most of the time, no. Now and later, they're amazing. Banana candy, disgusting. Why? Because it's not flavored like the bananas that all of us eat. Because, well, I thought they were extinct. The kind they are not, actually. I found out on Reddit that the banana flavoring in banana candies is a rare, but not extinct, species of banana that nobody here in the U.S. eats.
Called the
So it's
Banini.
gross. What's banana? I mean, I eat a banana, but
Related to the
like
opals
a
and
rare
bananas.
species
Yeah.
of banana.
Opals and bananas.
Or just feel like I need to test you real quick. Otherwise, bananas are hit and miss. They're just kind of whatever. It's the one fruit that you can eat and throw up, and it's fine because it's
Did she say it's the one he?
Okay, so let's go back.
The one fruit you can eat and throw up and it tastes the same?
It's the same. Also, you said, Tyler, just something that just caught my attention, and I think it's funny how we learn things. You said opals and bananas.
Bananas, yep.
I've always said oopals and banunus.
I think that's another one. I think it's all of them.
Is it? Okay. It's just weird. Banana candy uses a rare flavor, huh? Not extinct.
Not
I cannot
extinct.
That, like
stand banana flavored candy.
Because we eat the Cavendish banana, but before there was another type of banana that some kind of mold nearly wiped out. So then they cloned the Cavendish banana because it was more resistant to this fungus or whatever. So that it's flavored from that original banana that you can only get in like Africa now.
Yeah, I've heard that the bananas we eat now taste nothing like bananas used to taste.
But they're a million times more resilient and shippable, and
Yeah,
all
they
that
still make
jazz.
my throat itch like crazy and almost close up. So I don't eat them if I can avoid
I'm
it.
not-
Yeah, I
big
wouldn't
on
eat them
bananas
either. I'm not either, but I'm going to start eating more of them for energy.
Yes.
But no, seriously, I'm going to start eating more of them because I was like kind of taking agenda today and it was like, boy, I don't eat a lot of fruit.
I get that feel 100%.
There's a
yeah.
cool guide that I found on Reddit that tells you when the best time to eat a banana is, like in its ripening cycle.
Oh, okay. I thought he had like a clock.
No, well,
I
I'm
can tell you
sure,
that says anytime, my friend.
I'm sure that's true. And I will occasionally still eat banana, even though it makes my throat.
Would you like to
itch, 'cause I
turn
love it.
banana eating notifications on?
Yes. looks like you're past due for your daily banana.
Cat facts and banana consumption alerts.
Yeah. I need to be more aggressive than Duolingo, though.
Right.
Hey, we noticed you've only got 3 hours left to maintain your banana eating streak.
Basically, I'm like, my legs hurt. I'm going to eat a banana.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, vegetables, I eat more vegetables than I eat fruit, which, like, if you'd have told me that at 7 years old, I would have spat in your face. But yeah, I was
when
like,
I'm also not going to be a paleontologist, fuck you.
I would have been like, I don't know, man. But like, I was sitting here, I was like, when's the last time I ate a fruit? Pretty sure I had strawberry in that cocktail I made. So we'll go with strawberry. And I was like, is strawberry a fruit? Technically, I don't think so, but we're going to
It's a
count it.
berry.
You guys good on fruits? Ian,
Yep.
Ian, you good on fruits?
Yeah.
That's good. What
I
kind of
guess.
fruit? What's your favorite fruit?
I don't eat them as much as I should. I do like a nice peach.
A peach.
But I like the slimy canned peaches. Like,
Okay.
I don't like a fresh peach. I like them in a can, but not with like
They were
syrup.
put there by a man.
Yeah.
Oh, that factory, the one that's
Downtown.
oh, thank you. Okay.
And then I like a nice Honeycrisp apple.
Yeah.
Those are really good. That's my favorite apple.
Every other apple, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Every other apple, get the fuck
Honeycrisp
out.
Granny
is
Smith.
the only apple.
Granny Smith,
Smith,
in
come
a
on.
cooking context, I agree.
I like
No.
the
Granny Smith for cooking,
No,
Honeycrisp
slice-
for all. everything else
Slice
the
that
fuck
thing
out.
up. Slice that Granny Smith up.
I like to eat a nice Granny Smith
like a
from time to
Honeycrisp, too.
time for the sour. if I'm ready for some sour.
I'm always ready for that.
That's a good time for it as a Granny Smith. But
I like Granny Smith and oatmeal.
Yeah.
Okay. I do eat the occasional banana. We try to keep them
When you feel like closing your throat
when I
up.
feel like going.
It's like, you know what?
itching.
You know what I haven't experienced in a while? I'd love to. My throat to close up just a little bit, just to remind me I'm alive.
I'm gonna eat a banana and jerk off.
One of my, I don't like going to anaphylaxis. It just makes my throat itch really bad.
Gotcha.
It feels like it's going to close up, but it's not. It's weird. I'm like that with most raw fruits and vegetables, like raw carrots, which I love. Raw anything makes my throat itch, but I power through it because I love it. I love them.
So it's not like me with pine nuts, where it's like, I feel like a day off from work. Pine nuts.
No, I don't.
That's how Miller is. Hashtag more Miller with raw onions.
Yeah.
Cooked onions he can do, but raw onions, fuck him up. He's allergic.
And then I do like a strawberry. But see, the thing with bananas, I eat Raisin Bran cereal, which is like one of my faves.
Raisin Bran's good.
With banana, it's like the best.
Really? I've never had it with
Love
banana.
a slice of some ripey bananas and Raisin Bran. It's awesome.
I've never been a big fan of fruit in cereal. Even like since a kid, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It almost feels like this very natural thing should not be put in my very unnatural
Processed, yeah.
food. You know, I guess Raisin Bran's a little different.
A little different. I mean, the raisins are covered in sugar.
Right.
But the bran flakes are pretty much just, bran flakes. So
Right.
it's okay.
Which
but the banana in there really makes it. I like the texture of banana in like crunchy cereal and milk and stuff. I just really dig that combo. So
I also think that our like definition of processed foods is weird because it's like when they first invented like bread and shit, where they like these fucking processed foods.
So you took the
you
wheat,
took the wheat.
dried it out, you put it between two rocks and just fucking span it in a circle until it turned into powder. You took the powder and you put water with it and you put it over fire for a long time.
I feel like we're not supposed to eat this.
We're getting away from what our ancestors believed in.
I mean, they were kind of right. I feel like.
I think to a point they took it too far.
Yeah.
Number one, pineapple.
Pineapple's number one. For me.
Pineapple
Number one.
is
I feel like we've tread this
Fresh
ground
pineapple,
before.
we probably have. Number two for me
Yes.
is the blood orange. Not regular orange. I'm so on oranges, but man, fucking blood orange or blood orange in anything. Fucking
Blood
some
orange
pineapple.
is great. But I like
blood
all
orange.
oranges.
Yeah, I mean, I will eat like a small, like a nectarine more than I like, or a tangerine more than I like an orange.
Tangerine's great.
I love a tangerine.
I do not like oranges. Like I
No?
like the flavor of orange. I just the
Is it all the
texture,
sinew?
the chewiness of it.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
like popping them. I like popping the slices.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I like that part until I've got all the juice extracted, and then all I've got is this chewy pulp.
Film.
It's like I just feel like I should
You're
spit
supposed
that
to
out.
spit that out. It's like sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
It's this orange shell.
My contestant number three is grapefruit, though.
Yuck.
Probably alone on that one.
Do not like grapefruit.
That's like if I had a bottom three, grapefruit's probably on
Yeah.
there. Not a big fan. What were my other bottom? What are your bottom fruits, Tyler?
Fruits I cannot stand. I'm trying to think. Is there a fruit I really don't like? Olives? Are olives a fruit?
You're asking the
Or
wrong
a
guy.
vegetable?
I've
I don't
always
know.
thought of those as vegetables, but I do
Vegetables.
like green olives. I don't like black olives.
I like them both. I hated the green ones as a kid because of the pimento.
Yeah.
Love the pimento.
But now, yeah, I love it.
Raspberries. I'm not crazy about raspberries.
Yeah.
They mush up so quickly and
Yeah.
kind of get a weird texture.
I like raspberry flavor things.
Yep,
like,
I do too.
Like
Raspberry
with
tea.
chocolate with raspberry in it or something.
Yep.
But I cannot stand raspberries, blueberries. That texture of those
Yeah.
things just drives me crazy.
They give me heartburn.
Yeah.
They fuck with me. I don't know what it
I
is.
believe
Like maybe a minor allergy or something. I don't know, but I stay away from them.
Well, I really like plums. I don't eat enough plums. Plums and cherries.
Cherries are top tier
I'd
fruit.
probably
for
say I
me.
love blueberries. So I'd probably say raspberries and blackberries. Probably my least favorite. I like cranberry juice, but I don't like cranberries.
I like
Yeah.
dried cranberries a lot. Those are really good.
Yeah, craisins in a salad or something.
Yeah, I love those.
Raisins are
And
awesome.
cranberry juice
Yeah.
is my favorite juice. Love that stuff.
I don't know that I've ever had a pomegranate. I've had pomegranate juice. I don't know that I've ever had a
I
pomegranate.
like pomegranates. I think you would like pomegranates.
I probably would. I like the
Yeah.
juice. So
Just because you get tons of little tiny pomegranate juice balloons that you can pop in your mouth.
oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I'm not a big fan of cantaloupe or honeydew.
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's up there. I don't like either one of those.
I don't
either.
like.
No.
I'm just not a melon guy. I like watermelon.
Watermelon.
But
It's the
like-
only melon you need.
That's the only melon I like. Yeah, kiwi, and I don't like kiwi. I don't
Kiwi's
like
okay.
Kiwi, golden kiwi's even better. You like golden raisins? Love golden raisins over regular raisins.
Yeah.
Fuck, I eat a whole box of golden raisins.
Yeah, I could go either way, but yeah, those are good.
Cantaloupe. We used to always have cantaloupe on Sunday mornings. My mom would make pancakes, and we'd have cantaloupe.
Here's what you like, and here's your punishment.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, they both loved it, so it was always like, "Ew, I'll eat the pancakes, and I'll pick at the cantaloupe and they were cool about it. They wouldn't force me to eat it or anything, but like they would say, "Oh, eventually you're gonna." I mean, it's just because you're young. Eventually, you're gonna love cantaloupe.
Not happening.
I have
a
not
garbage
grown
fruit.
into it.
I'm old enough to tell you that is not always true. I
It's the
still
cheap.
despise cantaloupe.
It's the bullshit that you fill a fruit cup with, and then you just have a few of the good stuff, the grapes and the strawberries and the
Right.
pineapple, and then a bunch of fucking garbage melon.
and pears.
Oh, I like pears though.
Yeah, well, they fill most fruit cups with pears.
Well, with pears, I like pears.
because they're easy.
Yeah.
And I do like a pear. I like a, nice,
A super ripe pear.
very ripe pear.
Yeah, something
has to
that's like
happen.
if I get crunch in a pear, I'm not crazy, but I want
Yeah,
a soft
you want it
pear.
I like to bite into a soft pear. It's
I
like
don't
a good sensation.
know that I want a soft fruit. You know what I mean? Like I get what you're saying, but I mean like I guess because it looks so much like a goddamn apple, I want it if it doesn't crunch, my mind is immediately like, yo, this some bad fucking
This is
fruit.
safe.
Spit. How is it? Does it taste? Does it taste like an apple? It doesn't. Spit that
It's
shit
wrong.
out.
Poison.
Yep.
I've eaten so many. I was just raised, and still, most of the apples that I'm surrounded with are Red Delicious, which are fucking awful.
Yeah, I
like
don't
I don't know
like
what
Red Delicious.
comedian said they're only meant for horses. They are right.
Yeah.
Red Delicious. Give those to all the
They
fucking
had
horses.
to put the
I
name.
hate
They had
Red
to put the
Delicious.
word "delicious" in there to try and trick people into
marketing.
eating them because they're absolutely the worst.
It's hard for me to eat an apple because my brain's like, nope, those are gross. Because Red Delicious apples are so gross.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I think we're pretty good.
Thanks, Michelle.
Fruit rant.
Fruit
Yeah.
corner.
If anybody wants to call and leave us a voicemail, you can do so at 270-883-2555. Keep it under 3 minutes or you'll be cut off.
Yeah. You want to send us something? You send that to TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, PO Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. We do a lot of other stuff. You can find us. We're all over the place. You can find TADPOG on YouTube. So we got on YouTube, you've got a lot of all the podcast, and then where I've been streaming, we've got Dave's long plays. There's a lot of content on that YouTube page. A lot. When it comes to monetization, we have hit our 4,000 hours of content. But most importantly, I think we talk about that contest in the Patreon.
We are going to talk a little bit about that. Hey guys, do you like giving us money? Well, we
I
love.
personally don't.
We love it.
Are you asking me? Or?
No, them out there.
Oh. I just like hating pears.
I'm talking to the internet.
Oh, okay.
We know some people that love to give us money. In fact, they give us so much money every month, more than $20 or more. We call them executive producers, and I've got a list of those executive producers here that I would love to read.
Excellent.
But I'm also legally required to read, and you're legally required to listen. And I'm going to start that list, as usual, with Cousin David Galino, Plinko Nick Price, Cubicle Monkey, Executive Producer Dig Duggy, Enthusiast Jeff Miners, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, Bantha Master, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, Usurper Grimm, Princess Consuela Banana Hammock, Flavatrick, Taryn Landon, congratulations on your marriage. I used to have so much trouble with her. No, I just got it.
Was she giving you issues or what? Does Tyler need a
she's
messenger?
just all up in my shit.
You need to leave Ian alone, Jared.
With her nickname,
Oh.
her title. It was always so. Now I'm good at it. Pinball Archmage Chris Edler. We're sorry you couldn't be on this episode. Platinum member Brett Miller. Sanders Pope Phil Hawkins. Nate from Utah, first time caller, and Drink Smith Joey Webster. And normally, guys, that's where I would wrap up our discussion about Patreon. But there's more. Oh yes.
But wait,
there's more. Our contest is going well.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I have been, in case you have been living under a TADPOG free rock, we have...
Like most of the population.
Like most
And
of
most
the people
rocks.
in the world. And most rocks. I've been running a contest where, you can call it what you want. It's a Patreon rush. It's Wizen Sage's Toy Box AirPod giveaway. I don't know. It's been called a lot of things. But it's very popular so far. And what that means is I am giving away to anyone who donates to the Patreon $1 or more between the end of August, the last day of August, or increases an existing donation by $1 or more, you're entered to win a first prize of a pair of genuine, 100% guaranteed, authentic Apple AirPod Gen 3 with wireless charging case knockoffs. And we're going to pick some toys out of my toy box. If you go on our TikTok, you can see a little video where I just give you a little peekaboo inside the toy box just to see what kind of stuff is in there. Dave's really excited about that part of it. He loves what's in the toy box.
There's some really, really, really cool stuff in there.
And I'm just giving this stuff away.
Really cool stuff.
In addition to the genuine Apple AirPod knockoffs from not even slightly shady Chinese wholesale manufacturer.
That video has been viewed 581 times.
Wow, I feel so celebritized all of a sudden. But we have some new donors and some increased donations as of this week. All of you fine folks will be entered into the contest. We already read the names of the first entrants from week 1 and 2 of the contest. We're approaching week 3 of the contest, and as of now, we got Josh Cornely, and I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Bovine Bear has increased donation. Soul Sister Yarn Sorceress Chandra is in on it. She is. Thank you very much. You've increased your donation. You are now entered to win. Victor Hart, Zero Scrawl has.
Victor popped into the stream and said, "Hey, I appreciate everything you got." Not knowing the contest,
really?
Hey, appreciate everything you guys have done, and then he threw in big.
Well, now you're in the contest. You might win some prizes, Victor. So thank you. And Soul Sister Yarn Sorceress Chandra's rival, but life partner, Paul Korn,
We're the masters.
has thrown in as well. So
butt.
they've essentially got 2 entries into the contest, which is completely fine. That's 2 separate donations, and that's totally fine. Second place,
I would say,
So if you're married,
yeah.
There
If
you
you
go.
don't
There
like,
you go.
if you don't like that, get your husband or wife to also donate $1.
There you go.
Double your chances.
double your chances to at least have it in your household.
That's right.
There is a second and a third prize. The second prize is
A kiss from Ian.
a kiss, big wet, sloppy Joe
COVID-y
kiss from Ian.
yes.
Yes, I'm apparently patient 0. I carry COVID. I do not actually show symptoms of it. Apparently, I don't know. No, is also a pair of the Gen 3 AirPod knockoff from Not Shady at All, Chinese wholesaler DHgate.com. No toys from the toy box on second prize, and then third prize is a knockoff pair of Apple AirPod Generation 2 with wireless charging case. They're fun little novelty things. They actually do work, and they do look exactly and feel exactly like the real thing. There might just be some, little functionality bitches here and there, but they're okay. I used a pair for a while. They were all right. The reason I stopped using mine is because they just didn't fit my ears right.
They caught on fire at one time, and
I did lose hearing in one of my ears permanently.
That's why God gave me 2. It's fine.
Right.
that wasn't my hearing ear.
It's already partially deaf in that ear. I mean, the blood loss was minimal, guys, so it's fine. But anyway, if you'd like to enter the contest again, you have, as of this recording, there's going to be one more episode, which will be the actual last day of August. We're going to make one more announcement, one more last rush.
Next Scott Pilgrim episode. Yep.
2 episodes left. This one and one more. Where you'll hear about this. You can enter if you get in before midnight on September 1st, right? Just 11:59 p.m. your time. We'll go Pacific time. I don't care. It's going to be a week after the donations come in anyway. We'll make sure it's all in there and good. By the way, if you donated, your donation, if your donation for the month of August has already cleared, you're in. You're in. We've got your name in there. We had one of our fine contest entrants very nobly tried to withdraw because they had to make an adjustment to their donation in the wrong direction, but that's okay. It happens. But their donation for the month had already cleared. That means you're still in. It doesn't.
Still in.
You're in. We're going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing this as long as I can every month. I'm going to do a Patreon drive for stuff out of the toy box. The AirPods is the one-time deal, but the toy box stuff, there's plenty of it to last forever. We want to see people win stuff, and we hope you like what we pick for you. So that's all I have to say about that.
All right.
And good luck, everyone.
Good luck. And thank you, executive producers and those who have entered. I just want to set for the record, if you've been hearing what sounds like someone hitting a bong during this episode, I assure you, it's just water that I'm drinking from my thermos.
Or possibly me hitting my vape.
Or my bong.
Or
Tyler's bong.
giant bong. His ridiculously proportioned bong.
Or tobacco. What tobacco bong?
For tobacco purposes
Tobongo.
only.
That's what I call it.
It's a real tobacco, isn't it?
So, yeah, our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. Link to that track found in the show notes at tadpog.com. How you guys want to close it out? Okay, like your favorite WB multiverse character?
There we go.
All right. That sounds good.
So until next time.
Capricorn.
I don't know what the Iron Giant sounds like.
Oh,
Sounds
like that.
Yeah, okay.
Like that,
Yeah.
pretty much.
And now, a dramatic reading. When you love someone so deeply, they become your life. It's easy to succumb to overwhelming fears inside. Blindly, I imagined I could keep you under glass. Now I understand to hold you, I must open up my hands and watch you rise. Spread your wings and prepare to fly, for you have become a butterfly. Oh, fly abandonedly into the sun. If you should return to me, we were truly meant to be. So spread your wings and fly. Butterfly. By Mariah Carey. Butterfly.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Surprisingly deep.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've always said that about Mariah.
Poems, everybody. The last she fancies herself a poet.
That's what my headband says.